Hello, everyone. Oh, looks like we're almost
Hello. Testing. Hello.
Michael, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sweet. All right. So everybody is tentatively here. We might have one more guest, but if you haven't already looked at your screen, then you'll see that the Honorable Craig Warwick is our guest tonight. He was playing an ad. So we thank Craig for waking up in the middle of the night over in Scotland. And we just kind of wanted to get together for end of the year reunion show. It's been officially been 4 years, and we joined Diego, the DMC, on his channel. What was that, like a year ago?
Did we all do that together? Or just like individual?
I think we just did individual. I don't know that we...
Yeah, I think it was just individual because I only did like one show with Diego.
Oh yeah, because I did one like separate or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think we joined as a group.
I think maybe we talked about doing like a get together on Diego's channel. Just don't think we ever did.
Yeah, I think that was the case.
This is a great promotion right here. Plug. Go check out DMC's channel to find out if we did or not.
So Diego was too busy to join us, unfortunately, tonight, and we may get Al Chang in here if he can escape his family obligations. But so how are you guys? Did you guys all have a good Christmas?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
No, yeah. Craig, unfortunately, is under the weather.
I am under the weather.
Oh yeah, still?
Fine. Yeah, still.
Oh, no.
I mean, I feel fine, but yeah, I'm not going anywhere or doing anything, which really isn't a huge change to my social calendar, to be honest. But here we are.
How early is it over there, Craig?
It is now 3:05 a.m.
Holy shit!
Are you up late or up early?
I'm up exactly when I need to be for this.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So it better be a good one, gentlemen.
All right, let me put my big boy pants on.
Leave them off.
That's why his camera's off.
I'm telecommuting on this one.
So we did come up with a short list of topics, and the first one is the current state of collecting for yourself and the community. So I know for myself, I keep saying that I'm going to buy less, but really hasn't happened. Been still buying way too much crap. I think I've been more selective, and I used to buy doubles of just about all the legends. I still pretty much buy doubles of the exclusives, but I don't buy doubles of legends for the most part anymore, or doubles of anything.
So why would you buy doubles of the exclusives then? Why do you still do that?
I think probably for two reasons. Number one, there's always that paranoia if I break something, that I'll have a backup, because exclusives tend to be kind of hard to get down the road if you pass up on them, or they become ridiculous on the aftermarket. Excuse me. And then there's always that speculator in the back of your head saying like, oh, this might be worth something, a lot more someday. But
I like how you say the speculator in your back of your head, where you should be saying mental illness.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna
It'll be
say
worth
you got a
something
nice
someday.
twist on that. People just tell me I wasn't hugged enough.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I told myself I wasn't gonna branch out too much from Legends, but then I ended up getting into Mythic Legions, and that was a
Ooh.
very, very dangerous hole to start getting into. So
Wait, weren't you the one that swore off fantasy stuff?
yep.
Oh no, that's it. That's the speck of rust in your impenetrable shield.
Exactly.
That's the one.
Yeah. So I think for whatever reason I wanted to get the Mezco Conan, and then that just
Whatever reason, because it's badass.
Fuck
Just say it, Todd.
yeah,
Just say it.
come on now.
I don't
I
know
mean,
why I want this beefy badass dude.
but yeah, so that kind of opened up this big wormhole of like what because I don't have any fantasy
Hmm.
characters to pose him with, so I was like, okay, well, let me I did have some because I bought stuff to use with Thor, but
Ooh.
but I was like, okay, what else can I get that I can use with Thor or Conan? And then I was like, okay, the floodgates just kind of opened. So, Craig, you have any Mythic Legions?
No, I've never owned any, but I've certainly seen them in a store, and they look very impressive. And when I look at them online, they look very impressive, but not easy to get even online over here.
Yeah, that's what I hear. The UK is kind of a desert.
Yeah. But that hasn't stopped me with things in the past. But I don't know. It's I yeah. It doesn't really do much for me. The line, to be honest, it looks nice, and people clearly seem to love it, and the modularity of it they really like. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't quite have that camp factor that, say, something like Masters of the Universe or other fantasy things tend to have. It seems very, I don't know, a bit serious and fan fictiony. So yeah, I can't even read people's names. I'm just like, oh, I'm not doing this. Just
Yeah, like your friend that collects swords, like big old fantasy swords, and then you're like, oh, that's kind of cool, but they're like, no, this is really cool, and you're like, oh yeah, it's really cool. And they're like super into that shit.
yeah, it's like it is like that. It's like you can't just be like, oh, I've got a couple and they're
Yeah.
nice. You have to be into it.
Where's your
So I've
shrine?
never. Yeah, right. I know it seems crazy when we're all into action figures in big ways, but there's so we're criticizing another line for being too big, too serious, or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never gone for that.
Did you? You must have seen the Cosmic Legions made by the same company.
Yeah, I thought those looked really good again, but I don't know. Like they look great, there's like insect guys and all that sort of stuff, which is a bit more what I'm kind of looking for from like a fantasy thing. I don't just want like people in armor, dwarf,
Yeah.
elf, that kind of thing. It's like a bit more kookiness in there. But yeah, again, where's that going to stop if you get into it?
Yeah.
It's one of those lines that kind of it becomes better the more of them you collect, and I'm just not ready to do that. So,
do you think if they were more accessible, that you would be more interested in getting them?
I'm not too sure. Maybe. Probably if you went to your local store and they were like, what, £30 or something for one, I'd go, oh sure, I'll give that a try, and then I'd give it another try sometime. But yeah, they would never be that accessible. So there's plenty of stuff that's accessible, and I don't give it a try. So I'm just, I'm happy it's out there, and they do a lot of good work, and they put a lot of passion and time into it. So I'm glad it's out there, but not for me at the moment.
I've been lucky enough to pick up Mythic Legions, but just cherry pick.
Hmm.
Like I've picked up some bigger characters or just characters I know that I need parts for like customs. Because if you like pre-order them, they're pretty decent price compared to like aftermarket. And like most recently, I got like this pretty big like demon bat guy. I haven't opened him yet, but I mean he's like a kind of a standalone character that you can kind of use like for like fantasy or a monster. So I try to do like, okay, I can get like this big ass monster guy or like modify him a little bit. I also got the moose too. I don't know why I picked that up. I'm still like, I mean, because I passed on the horse and maybe just like, oh, since I passed on the horse, I'm gonna get the moose.
That
moose
moose
is
looks
sick, though.
cool. That moose looks cool.
I know.
The
I want to
moose is
like,
way cooler.
yeah. I was like, I don't know. I've never seen like a big old detailed moose like that. It's like, I don't know. I have some plans for them that are like pretty ridiculous, but then that newer stuff they just did, they did like some wizards and stuff. So I had pre-ordered like a wizard because I was like, man, I don't have like a sick, like detailed ass wizard that could kind of go with other things. And then they had like some of those like skeleton kind of demon. So I've just like cherry pick like every couple releases, I'll grab like one or two figures.
Yeah.
But usually standalone, like I don't mess with the arm or the like the knights or anything, because if you go with that, you're gonna have to get all kind. You're gonna have to build like an army. Can't do that.
Didn't you do a custom based on like a Mythic Legions thing or no?
Yeah, I used one of like, I can't even say the dude's name. I had it written down too, and I still can't say it. But I used like one of the bigger. He's like an ogre, but he's like a like Caucasian flesh tone, like male ogre. He's like a giant, and he I used him for Nosferatu Zod from Berserk.
There, yeah.
That's like the one that I've actually used like as a base for custom. I've used some other pieces for stuff, but that's like the one where I use like a majority of a Mythic Legions figure for like an actual custom.
Craig, do you like Berserk?
Every time I go on to a podcast, I seem to get asked about Berserk, and I really
Yes, I'll be the universe's conduit. Do it.
Looks sick.
Oh yes, look at that. That's tremendous.
Yeah, I've always wanted to check out Berserk, but I've never watched it.
This is your chance.
10 inches of pure meat right there. Look at that.
There's 3 movies, and there's a series that was done in the 90s that covers the same story that the 3 movies do. So either or, you can watch the 90s series or the 3 movies, and then beyond that, just go ahead and start reading because everything else is terrible.
Yeah, I tried to read it. I didn't get very far.
It grows, or it evolves as it goes, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You don't really mess with any manga too much, right, Craig?
Not really. It's not really. It's not really my thing.
And you can read in kanji, right?
Yeah, which is probably the reason. No, it's just I don't know. It's I don't really know why. Like I was super into it as a teenager. Like I was one of the original weebs, but and then dedicated a huge part of my life to being into Japanese stuff, and I still am to a big degree. But I don't know. I mean, what did I feel like I watched during the whole lockdown thing. I watched like JoJo's
Oh no!
Adventure.
You're on the wrong side, Craig.
That was
when you were younger. When you were younger, did you ever aspire to like do your own kind of comics?
Yeah.
Didn't
we all? Didn't we?
Well, I mean, like, because you lived in Japan, and that's like such like a comics rich like community.
Yeah. So yeah, I drew my own comics and stuff, which I'll keep to myself. Thank you very much, please. Mortifyingly embarrassing. But yeah, I had those, and
I like your sketches and your notebooks, like in your videos when you're like planning out customs usually, or like sometimes it's popped up in other things. But like when you were, I remember an old video you could see in your sketchbook. It was, I think you did a custom of Ghost from Thunderbolts, and you could see like the sketch in your book. Yeah,
right.
so those always looked cool. I wouldn't mind seeing some more Craig Warwick art.
Well, you'll have to find my secret other online identity.
Oh no,
So,
your deviant art furry account.
that's the one. How did you know, Michael?
Do you know about the kayfabe stuff that like Punker Mike's like? Well, I was gonna say into, but I mean, I'm into it too. Associated with? I don't know.
Affiliated?
Affiliated with? Punker Mike, feel free to take over.
Wait,
Kayfabe.
is that a question? You're like telling Craig, but somehow asking me a question at the same time,
It's like a.
like a segue.
Well, I could tell
For
him
me to
about
talk?
it, but you could tell him about it much better. You know.
Tell him.
Well, so do you know about cartoonist kayfabe at all, Craig?
I keep seeing the term kayfabe come up, and I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And
See, I don't
I've,
even
like,
know what
looked
that
it up,
term
and I've
means.
been like, I'm just like, it's something to do with wrestling a long time ago.
It's a wrestling term.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm totally unfamiliar with it.
See, Punker Mike, help me out here.
We're old.
We should know better, isn't it? From
Like-
the old times.
Well,
Isn't
like
it an
wrestling,
80s,
like the
90s
term
thing?
kayfabe, like if you were to break kayfabe, so like say you have like a baby face, which is like a good guy, and a heel, which is the bad guy. You don't want to see them like out in public together getting dinner because you know in the ring they're bad guys. They're supposed to, you know, they're
Enemy.
enemies, yeah. So
Yeah.
you don't want them associating with each other outside the ring because then if you have someone who's like a fan that doesn't like
Understand,
you know
none of it's real.
understand or like you know they don't want to believe they're into the gimmick. They're like, oh, what, these two guys? So doing something like that would be breaking kayfabe. So the kind of the analogy for cartoonist kayfabe is they're kind of like breaking down like the secrets kind of a little bit and showing you like process, but like breaking down like comics. Like they started off doing Wizard. Like they grabbed issue number 1 of Wizard and they just dissected it and kind of shitted on stuff and talked about how some stuff held up. And then it kind of just like snowballed where they started just kind of sifting through comics like from DC and Marvel to like
So when you
Image.
say they, who's they? So that
Jim
everybody
Rugg and
knows.
Ed Piskor, so they're like cartoonists. They're working cartoonists. And they and then they do like shoot interviews, like they've done stuff with like Todd McFarlane, Jaime Hernandez, like so many cool people. And then I don't know, they're always like finding like cool or just kind of just like going through like cool ass books that stuff you wouldn't even think of or stuff that like you might have seen like in dollar bins your whole life and didn't even realize like it's got cool artwork or like it's got some like badass shit from like an artist you never even heard of or something. So if you're into comics, it's like a really cool, it's like the only really comic YouTube channel I watch, but it's like really cool if you're into comics.
Real nitty gritty, and it's dope too because like as an example, one time Punker Mike and I were hanging out, and we had both heard from one of the kayfabe things about this like lettering guide tool. And,
The Ames lettering guide?
Ames lettering guide. There you go. And so we went to Hobby Lobby and picked it up, and I've been using it ever since. Not like all the time, but like I've used it here and there for things. So it's really like interesting to learn. Like, oh man, they did a Japan episode, and they went to I don't remember the name of the building, but it was like the building where every floor was like a different.
Probably Mandarake.
Mandarake.
Or are you talking about video games or the
No, not video
manga?
games.
Manga.
Manga, but not like manga to buy, like office supplies, like tools, like one
Okay.
floor was all like tones, like screen tones.
Yeah, it's like all like the deleter screen tones.
Yes.
Just like shelves, like this huge,
Yes.
Yeah, it's like an aisle just full of that, which you know you don't see that. We don't have that in the States.
No, dude. It's one of those It's one of those stores that someone in the States. This is how weebs are created, because you see that shit over here, and then it just becomes like a wet dream, you know. But oh, so I love seeing stuff like that on their channel. I'm not like a religious watcher, but I do like it and tune in. But Punker Mike is like one of their like keystone fans, I would say.
Kayfabe Lieutenant.
Kayfabe Lieutenant. There you go.
Some people have referred to me as.
some fans have. Kayfabe Lieutenant. There you go. And okay, and so if you want to know what that means or how he earned that, just go watch their stuff, and you'll see like the cool shit that Punker Mike contributed like over time to their stuff. It's cool shit. I don't want to like get into it and spoil everything, but it's fun. Good energy.
Does that relate? The other day I got it was really quite distressing actually. I got some hate mail actually. Does it relate to that at all, or?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's crazy because I went to the post the other day. I got some hate mail too.
Oh my god.
So yeah, there's actually a kayfabe page in my zine. Kind of just some. It's like a collage of some of the fan art. So like prior to the kayfabe channel starting, I was like corresponding with Ed a little bit, and
Bastards got me too.
Oh, looks like Todd's the odd man out. It's the Todd man out.
The Todd man out.
And so I don't know. I was just like a big fan of their channel from the get-go. And so to help get like traction on their channel, I would just do like some toy photography shots, like with kayfabe related stuff. And I did like some like wrestling toy commercials, like with some custom figures I made of Ed and Jim, and just like little things like that, like this little mini stop motion slash
like fun stuff, not like a toy commercial like nowadays. I'm talking like the back like 90s toy commercial energy.
Yeah, just stuff like that. Just because like for me, it's always been like, to me, like comics and toys have always been like kind of like a cohesive thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if you're not really in, like if you're just dedicated to one side or the other, like, oh, I'm only toys, but I like comics and I read comics or I collect them, or like the opposite, like I read comics, oh, but like toys are cool. I don't know. I kind of felt like I was bridging the gap a little bit.
If you have a lot of one, you tend to have a little of the other.
Yeah,
right?
well, I've always been like kind of both. I've always been collecting toys and comics. And then like I have my fucking highs and lows where I read comics all the time, and then I don't really read too much, or I just like flip through to look at the art for like inspiration. But I don't know, it's one of those things where I know like Ed's really into like toys, even though he might not collect, but just from like being younger, you know, that nostalgic. But to circle around to Todd's first question, what was it again? State of collecting and everything?
Yeah, like what have your collecting habits been like the past year, and what do you see, where do you see things going?
I definitely slowed down on collecting. I've been saying that for a long time, but I've actually been doing it. I don't really pick up too many figures like I used to. I think for me, it started going downhill once Toys R Us was gone, because Toys R Us was like a big like place for me where I'd go like a couple times a week, and you know, stuff was more affordable. You used to get the Toys R Us discount, like coupons and rewards and stuff. So it seemed like collecting a bunch of stuff, and shit would go on sale all the time. I feel like it was a lot easier to collect like even bullshit. Just like, oh, you know, I'll pick up a bunch of this Marvel Legends because it's $5. Or like I'll collect the whole wave and get the Build-A-Figure, even though I only want 2 figures out of the wave. I don't know. Everything just seemed more accessible and more affordable. But then, like, you know, years down the line, 5 or 6 years, then you have like no space, and you're like, fuck, dude, figures are like $28 a piece now. And it's kind of like, well, where do I kind of kick back, and where do I start cherry picking? So I've been slowly like cherry picking more and more, where I've got to the point where, I mean, I'm still picking up stuff, but I'm trying to be like a lot more precise. And then like, I've been really into Mezco lately too. Like I like their Rumble Society stuff, like their like creator own stuff. I think that's kind of filling the void, because I was really big on 3A when that was like a thing.
Yeah. I sold all my 3A shit this past year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I still have all of it. I don't think I've sold any of it. If anything, I've gotten more through like trades. But But yeah, I think like the Rumble Society stuff, because they're like unique characters and they're like really easy to like mix and match parts. And I kind of like the ability to kind of just like make my own story or my own narrative without having like a character that already has like a set in stone story. I can kind of make my own and kind of like modify a little stuff. But I do like Mezco's like kind of like almost kind of reminds me of legendary comic book heroes, because they're doing like Dick Tracy, they did Conan, like that kind of more like obscure kind of comic book characters. What's that?
Yeah.
Like also Shocker Toys Indie Spotlight.
Yeah. So like I'm kind of stoked to see what other kind of comic book characters kind of like in the more obscure kind of lane that Mezco will do. Because I'm really stoked on the Dick Tracy, because it looks like Chester Gold artwork. That shit's pretty tight.
Right.
We got sorry to interrupt you. We got a super chat from my buddy Ryan Laserpants, who said, collecting habits for 2023, wait for clearance.
Yeah. See, clearance is hard though too, because then you just got to rely on basically Amazon, right? Because Target's clearances are like always weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I never feel like, well, at least, you know, and I hate going to like Target and Walmart all the time. Like I was saying, Toys R Us was so much different. It was a lot closer to my work. And then, I don't know, it was a lot more different than like having to go through like Walmart or Target, like when everybody else is shopping and you're just like fiending for toys. It just feels different. It doesn't finding excuses to go to Target, like looking through the, like, I got to get something.
When you're on the prowl, the hunt.
Yeah. So you don't want to like
distractions, more prey.
No, I always feel sus, like hella sus, just going in, beeline into the toy aisle and then just like leaving and then coming back like a couple days later, doing the same thing and not buying anything. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing, dude? And then plus, like, I don't know, I probably just look all guilty and shit too. I don't know.
Filthy punker.
And then I don't ask the employees to go in the back or nothing. Like, I stopped doing that a long ass time ago. So if it's not there, it's fucking not there. So I basically pre-order it. Now that I think about it, I basically pre-order almost everything.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're buying Mezcos, you're on the.
Well, I buy like domestic shit too. Like I just picked up the Japanese Spider-Man. This figure's so sick.
Oh, nice.
Dude, this guy's like super rad. I've been like fucking around. He's been like my desk buddy. And then
Spider-Man.
that show's tight. Did someone uploaded all the episodes on YouTube?
Oh, nice.
So that shit's been tight.
Leopardon.
How about you, Michael? I haven't really heard you picking up much stuff this past year.
Yeah, man. Times is rough. So I still get stuff like all the time. I mean, if you were to ask any of my family members, they'd be like, he has a problem. But according to me and by our standards, you know, no, it's slowed way down. And I've also I don't like I have to cherry pick even within line. So like, for example, Dragon Ball, I sold everything and now I only collect Goku and Vegeta, which are like the two main characters of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so kind of like that, except for like Marvel Legends, I don't keep up with them whatsoever. I'm like, I don't even look anymore at the lists or anything. Like, and there's a YouTuber like Rectangular. He like puts out like all this information. I mean, it's just lost on me. But no, I'm teasing. Check out Todd's lists; they're the best.
It's all rumors. It's not.
They're all accurate. They're all accurate.
It's never fact. So it's always rumors.
But
never comes true.
I've kind of just boiled down to like Bunker Mike is saying. I mean, I'll ask for something in the back if I like know it's there, but no, I don't hassle people. But like whatever's at the store when I'm grocery shopping, it's like, oh yeah, that's what I got. Like that's what I'm getting. It's like I don't even. The only things I pre-order are. Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually haven't even kept up with pre-order stuff because I stopped pre-ordering things. But like Mayfex comic figures, like. Oh, I just got the new Spider-Man one, the lighter blue Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I got 50 Shades of Spidey's back here. And Figma does a line where it's like, I think it's their Figma, like their own original character line. And so I like to get those as just generic anime, manga, whatever people. Like I use them as like Pokemon trainers, like as I have the little Pokemon toys. But you could use those for like anything, or like if you have like maybe not Dragon Ball because of the style, but like other like import figures, you could have these as like the civilians for them, you know. So those two are like pre-order. Oh no, wait, there is a line that I pre-ordered, and I got a big pre-order coming in like a week or two, and hopefully Craig will like this one. Haya Toys 2000 AD 3 3/4 inch line. I'm diving into not 3 3/4 inch as a whole, but like a little bit.
I know. I'm still thinking if I want to do that or not, because those look really sick. And aren't they doing 6-inch too? Or is that a different company?
Supposed to be. Well, it was supposed to be the first half of the year was the 3 3/4 inch. The second half of the year is 6-inch. So haven't heard anything on the 6-inch. But 3 3/4 inch is already getting, you know, black and white exclusive, you know, release bullshit. So who knows? But I have Dread. I have the black and white Dread and Death, and then I have the colored Dread and Death. And on the way, I should be having Mortis, Fear, Fire, and Judge Giant. So already I'll have all the Dark Judges.
How
They're
are those
cool.
figures? You have them in hand yet? Any of them?
Woohoo! Yes. So I have the Dreads and the Deaths, and they're good. And what I like, I don't know if this is a sign for moving forward, but since the first figure they released and the second figure, they've already made improvements, like better articulation engineering. So I hope that like continues. Like I hope, you know, each figure gets better, kind of.
Yeah.
But they're good. They're like double, you know, ball peg wrists and ankles originally, but then switched to like the same style for the wrists with a little more range, and then like a Marvel Legends style ankle with the disc and the, you know, pivot. And then yeah, it's kind of like it's like a nice blend because it's like what you'd think like a Hasbro like Star Wars figure would do until you like open it and it doesn't do shit. And you're like, oh man, these are the worst. So, but these ones are like, oh, I hope it does that, and then it does it, and you're like, oh wait, this is fun, this is okay. So I mean, he's not gonna like fold his arms 100%, but you know, it looks good.
I think they're the ones that made the RoboCop RoboCop 2 villain.
Yep.
Robo
At
King.
209.
RoboCop 2.
Robo King, and then I had to talk myself down from buying it.
It's called RoboCop 2.
Yeah.
It's literally called RoboCop 2. You don't have to remember what its name is.
Yeah, RoboCop 2, but his name was the Kane, Robo Kane.
Kane.
Yeah.
RoboCop, Predator, and Alien, they go hard in Haya Toys.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a fan of
And
those,
they're doing Godzilla as well now, aren't they?
Godzilla?
Yeah, I'm sure Haya Toys. Is it Haya? Is it Hia? Who cares?
I don't know.
I'm sure they're doing.
I need to see
Godzilla
this
as well.
So I have a son.
pretty
He's
sure.
like gonna be 4 next month. They grow fast, and he's all like starting to get into Godzilla.
Yeah, I haven't seen those Godzilla. That looks that sounds sick.
Right? Oh, it is a thing. Whoa.
So you guys kind of stumbled into our second topic, which is your favorite pickups of 2022. So Michael, you seem to be loving those Haya. Well, you like them, I guess, the Haya figures.
Yeah, they're fun. I mean, I'm really still waiting for the universe to send me a Judge Anderson. She's like a female judge from Judge Dredd, and she has like psychic abilities, so she doesn't wear like the iconic helmet because it can interfere with her abilities. And there's not
because
really.
She always gets fired as well. She's always getting fired from being a judge
or quitting. This isn't for me after all. A week later, I think this is for me.
Yeah, I'll be back. It doesn't seem like the kind of regime that you could just step in and out of, but apparently they let her do it.
Dude, like 50% of the stories, Dredd's the bad guy. So, you know, take it as you will. But I love it. I just got so like for Christmas I got the last Legends I needed to finish the Atuma Build-A-Figure.
Mhm.
And I like most of those figures. I needed to fix Namor's face, but I really like the movie Wakanda Forever, so I actually was excited to get like all of those figures for once. Has anybody seen the movie yet or no?
Oh yeah, yeah,
No. Did you like it or no?
yeah. It was
Doesn't sound
good.
like it, does it?
It was good. Um, yeah, it's definitely the best of these new phase 4 of
Oh,
Marvel
I don't
films.
know. I still watch them as they come out, but I don't really look at the listing of where I'm at, you know? I'm just taking it as it comes.
Yeah. I'll just go over my favorite pickups so far this year, and these are pickups. Doesn't mean that it was released this year. We're not talking releases of the year. We're just talking stuff
Ah, okay, okay.
that you bought this year. It doesn't matter when it came out. So I got something that did come out this year. That's one of my favorite pickups of the year is Fantascraft Mark 85. Last year, the Mark 50 was.
Is that an Iron Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Mark 50 was probably my favorite figure I picked up last year, and the Mark 85 is probably my favorite for this
So what's
year.
the thing with these ones? Are they like all metal or like what's the
Yeah, they're mostly die cast. It's
dang.
basically a 6-inch scale Hot Toys. They are,
Dang.
but even better than Hot Toys because they have better articulation.
Dang. Todd's all, yeah, you got the Blu-ray, but I got the Steelbook case.
Yeah, yeah. This thing is the paint job and the articulation, the engineering on them is
Don't ever scratch
amazing.
it though. Good luck.
Yeah, getting the batteries in and out of the back it's kind of tricky, and it did scratch just a tiny corner. No one's ever going to see it where it is, but
No, but I'm
yeah.
telling everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So
Um,
how much was that?
I was lucky that I waited because I was able to get it on sale from China or Hong Kong, and I think with shipping it was like $75.
Oh, it's like a
I,
Mezco price.
I got like a store discount, but typically, yeah, like MSRP is like $100 on these.
Okay.
And let me see if I can turn the lights on. Still waiting for the batteries to show up for the piece that's on the back, but yeah, this thing. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to be delicate with it. There we go. See the
Oh, yeah.
LEDs?
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're a Iron Man mark like I am, it's really hard to pass these up. Anyway, next, let's see. I got the, of course, Galactus. Was very cool to get. I got the Sentinel War Machine. Again, another Iron Man figure. I really, after this company, Fantascraft, Sentinel Iron Man figures are extremely nice. And I better monkey with this later. It's going to take me forever to get that back on. The Mezco Conan, I had to play catch up, so I ended up paying aftermarket for that, which was painful. The Mythic Legions Deluxe Barbarian, that was a really cool set. Again, had to pay up the nose for that. And the Reveltech War Machine, I paid a little more than I wanted to, but it wasn't too painful.
Have you opened that one?
Yeah.
How's it like? Do you have the Iron Man or no?
I have a knockoff of the
Oh, okay.
I forget what suit that is. not one of my favorite
Bleeding
suits.
Edge one.
Bleeding Edge, thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna get that one, but I saw like more than a few reviews saying that like theirs got gummy over time, like really bad.
Hmm.
So kind of deterred me, but I was wondering how yours are holding up.
Yeah, the knockoff is not very good.
Ah,
But so that
put it
kind
on
of
the top shelf. I see.
that kind of made me hesitant to try and get a legitimate one. But
Mm. I mean, I have like a bunch of Revoltech figures that are really good. I'm just saying I've heard about that one specifically having that issue, and the Iron Spider by them having that issue.
yeah, I really like the War Machine, especially just because of all the stuff, all the accessories
Accessories.
he comes with. But it still is, and it's a lot better than a lot of the older Revoltech. I'm trying to remember what these. Oh, Amazing Yamaguchi.
Mm-hmm.
The Amazing Yamaguchi line is a lot better. Like the hips aren't so wacky. It's just the shoulders are still kind of
Lady.
yeah, they still stick out a little bit too much, and the shoulder pads cover those crazy joints for the most part, but it's not perfect. If the pads covered the joints a little bit better, I'd be much happier with it. But it's still a really nice figure. How about you, Craig? What anything stand out that you got this year?
You sent me sort of topics in advance, and I was like writing down everything that I got, and there wasn't a huge amount that really jumped out at me. And I think when you start slowing down with collecting action figures, then there's a bit of the passion for it almost sort of dulls, and you get things and they're nice, but you're not so fired up about them anymore. When you're not in it and it's not coursing through you all the time, it's kind of hard to drum up the enthusiasm that's really there. And I think that's a great thing personally, because I feel like the toy community has been driven by marketing for the past, I don't know, increasingly, to the point where we all live in the world of pre-orders.
Yeah.
And we don't live in the world of actually buying stuff. Going
what they sell at Walmart now, Craig? You don't even buy the figure. They sell at Walmart right now as a tag. Mm-hmm. You don't even buy the figure. You buy the tag, and then it says, "Yeah, you own this, and if you want it to have it in your hands, pay shipping. We'll ship it to you."
Oh, okay.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, those pieces of paper or whatever that are in the aisle. Yep. Yeah. They put it on the tag like it's something. And it's a piece of paper. You go scan it. You pay $60, and you walk home with a piece of paper that now you own that figure.
Dang, because it's like, isn't it like it's like the NECA like Eastman and Laird like turtles? I think it's like Renette and then like something else, right?
No, it's for like a bunch of their products now. Like half the thing at my Walmart, it's like half the aisle is just those tags.
What the? That's insane.
Yeah, man.
I've only seen for just like one or two characters, and I thought it was like maybe behind the counter or something.
No, Craig's right. It's the way of the future.
You go to the store to pre-order.
Yeah, man.
That's sick.
You stand in line at midnight to pick up your pre-order paper. Yeah, bro.
NFTs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. But, I mean, that's basically kind of what a lot of the figures they're selling you on the idea of the figure more than the reality of it a lot of the time. So you're getting like you see the digital render and all that, and with like a line I used to be so big with, like Marvel Legends or something, it's like you see the digital render, and that's really enough because the figure in hand isn't really going to do a whole lot more. Like what it is. Just they could basically tell you we're making this character, and you're like, okay, I can see it. I don't need to even own it anymore because there's so little. Like, what are they going to do with that character? It's like, well, they're going to put it on that body. It'll be this head, and it'll have one effect if you're lucky that you've already seen before. So a lot of the time, I'm quite content not to actually own stuff, but I'm I'm trying to think of what was. I mean, I quite like GI Joe because even when you see the character, whatever, it's when you get it out of the box, you've got the little accessories and you hang them on it and you put it here and there and you try them and put this in this hand and that in that hand. It's more of a toy. Like there's an actual experience to owning it.
Mhm.
Whereas with some toy lines, like it's literally just like, okay, well, I guess this might as well be the digital render, like because I'm stand it on shelf, never touch it ever again. Like goes to like one of those terrible bland action figure displays where everyone's just standing. I don't know if you've seen those, Todd, but
Yeah, right there.
you know that thing where it's just like, okay, it's another person
Where he's
in the
sucking in
line.
their gut and taking a deep breath.
That's it. But so the GI Joe stuff is it's a lot of fun. I think even as toys, like I think they're fun to own, which is I think is something that's maybe missing a bit from some of the toy lines these days. Like, what's the point in actually owning it as a toy? And that's something I always tried to do with my customs was to do something like what does it do? What makes it a toy? You know, beyond articulating and posing, does it have anything? Does it have funny expressions or anything like that? But I do like it's actually the Transformers line. Who makes it? Is it? I think it's 3-0 that make it, or it's like MDLX or something. Like a 6-inch. They're too high on my shelf, and I'm too short to get them. They're like little 6-inch Transformers. They don't transform. But they're really
Oh, the
cool looking.
Transformers Red or something. Oh wait, no, that's Hasbro.
Oh
Never
god, not those. The same idea, but
right.
you know. But the good thing about it is it's not slavishly recreating like the cartoon or the comic or anything like that. It's kind of like we'll do our own designs and we'll take hints from them and we'll come up with alternate parts and redesign them and yeah, I think that was the standout thing this year for me was that, and they do them so slowly, like two figures a year. I'm like, great, that's fine. Like I can keep up with that. But yeah, I mean, I've bought other stuff, of course. I still get Marvel Legends, obviously Galactus, but yeah, having to go through. We used to have a really great online toy thing in the UK here, but since Hasbro Pulse came over, it's kind of gone a bit shitty. Like they can't compete, so they do exclusive stuff. You know, they're like, we can't compete with the service or how much these smaller companies care about the toy community, so we're not going to give them anything. We're going to make things exclusive to us, and then you can't. Like my Galactus like shipped like a month late or something, and I had to like get in touch with them and go, where is it? And like have a fight with them to get them to even send it out to me. And then there's all these exclusives that they're just so far behind releasing stuff. Like the G.I. Joe Serpentor's like down, they're saying I'll get them in May next year. I'm like, what? May? Like people have them now. What the fuck's going on? So I don't know. That's dealing with Hasbro Pulse has been shitty.
I guess it's only for. Well, it depends. I guess where you order from. Like Dan Who has been getting everything early, Legends wise, in the UK.
Yeah, I mean it's easy to get some of the legends, but who the fuck wants them? Like, they're what's the point in those figures anymore? Honest to God, what is the point?
Anything you pick up this year that stands out, Bunker Mike?
Yeah, I got a bunch of cool stuff this year. That Conan we were talking about earlier, I ended up picking up this year. Actually won him in like a Mezco contest. So
Wow.
it was like, you know, one of those things where you fill out like the search puzzle or whatever. And so I won him plus like this big ass like statue. And that shit was sitting in my junk mail forever until I was going through, and I'm like, something from Mezco? What the hell? I was like, oh man, I hit him up and it was real. It was all cool. So I had missed out on the pre-order. It's one of those things where I thought I pre-ordered it, but I didn't. And then, you know, after that, you're done. You just got to pay like double or triple. So I was like, whatever. They're going to do another Conan. I'll just get that one when it comes out. And then luckily I was able to get that one this year. So that was like a really cool figure. I just got this in like a couple weeks ago. It's by this company called Bob Toys. It's Jack Torrance with soft goods. And this figure is actually really sick. So the soft goods are really nice. The head sculpt is like really ridiculous. He's just like looking off all shifty to the side, you know, like he's peeking through the door. And it's like really crazily articulated, except for the ankles. It's just like, you know, he's got like the boots on. So there's no ankle articulation. But this figure is super sick, and it comes with a bunch of accessories. Comes with like the frozen snow head. He comes with like a little door, like a piece of the door you can just kind of put over him. And it came with like a bunch of cool little things, but that was like a really cool figure that was like surprisingly cool. I just picked it up because I've always wanted a Jack Torrance figure, and it looked cool enough because I collected a couple parts to make my own, but then it got to the point like, oh man, I'm never gonna fucking make this thing. So I seen that, I'm like, oh, it'll be good enough. It looks pretty cool and like unique because it's like a kind of like a third-party company, and it has kind of like a stylized design. So I was like, I'm into it. But when it came in, I'm like, I've already started building like a diorama for it and everything. I'm like really stoked on this figure right now. So that's definitely a highlight for sure.
I was super tempted. I'm a huge Kubrick fan.
Yeah, I'd grab it, dude. It's freaking cool. And then I got the Grady twins too.
Nice.
So and they're like perfect scale with him. I think I might have got those this year actually, so that kind of ties in. Another cool like third-party figure. I got like this not Leonardo like Ronin kind of like samurai figure. This thing's super fun. Looks super great. Same thing, bunch of cool accessories, a bunch of stuff to play with. So even like it's fun to shoot, but it's even fun just to like mess around like desktop style. Like Craig was saying with like G.I. Joe, I've been having more fun like finding like desktop toys kind of just mess around with. Like G.I. Joe has been one of those things where I had a bunch of the toys when I was like a kid, like secondhand. And, you know, I collected some of the comics here and there. I watched the cartoon, but I was never like super into it other than just like having the toys as I was younger. But I started picking up some of the figures this year, and they're so much fun to play with. Like just to like pose around and just do little set. I don't even think I've shot any of them yet. They're just all like scattered around my room, just like in different poses and stuff. Oh, this is like a random pickup. So this isn't new at all. But the Beavis and Butthead from More Action Collectibles, these have been on my hit list like since I was younger, since like the toy fair days, and I finally found them like at a decent price.
Are they articulated?
Kind of. You just got like the swivel at the arms, swivel on the legs so they can like kind of sit on the couch, and then like a single hinged knee. So they're kind of articulated, and then the head swivels. So kind of just like basic articulation. They look really cool. Like out of all the Beavis and Butthead like toys, they're like sculpted the best. There's some other stuff that doesn't look as good, but the sculpt on these are like really good.
Nice.
As far as that go, I think that's and then I got this guy in the other day from Mezco. This guy's fucking sick. So he's another guy that has like so many different like heads and hands, like so much expression.
Nice.
I'm like all inverted on my camera. There we go. Yeah. So I haven't messed with him too much, but from what I could see, he's gonna be like really fun to shoot.
Is that like an original concept?
Yeah, it's like original character.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big horror fan, so I wasn't sure if that was from an old movie or something.
He looks like he could be for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that's supposed to be like the kind of gimmick.
Whisman, you pick up anything else this year that you're happy with?
Yeah, I'm actually opening something right now. That's why I'm trying to be quiet because I don't want the from the plastic. Have you noticed that like
sounded like you were loading a fuck.
Oh.
Okay.
Is that me or everyone else he's lagging?
No, he's frozen for me too.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to tell or whether he's just taking one of his pauses mid-sentence. we go. I wonder if he knows.
Yeah, I don't know. If you can hear us, you're frozen for us. Well, I'll answer his
Frozen with, like, a
question.
scowl.
Huh.
Yeah, the chat is saying it's just rectangular. That's
All right, I'll answer his question, and then when he pops back in, I'll tell him I answered
So
it.
what are you opening anyway?
Right, there we go. So at Target today, we went like every other person trying to survive in America right now. You take your gift cards on Christmas, and you go to the store the next day, get your groceries and your toys and everything. So surprisingly, normally like Targets, at least in my area, they're not usually wiped out around Christmas. But today they were like empty, like Walking Dead shelves empty, like pandemic, empty. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, they put out a NECA product, probably because everything else was empty. And I got the Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures Slash. So it's a comic
Nice.
book slash. He's like an evil Ninja Turtle. For people who don't know, I'm sure every Slash kind of has a slightly different
You're talking.
origin,
He's like the
but
one from the. Did you already say he was from the Archie comics?
from the Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures.
What is that? It's a lot of words. Like, what is that?
I don't know.
He's like
Particular
cartoony though, right?
incarnation.
He looks like comic book style, I guess.
Because there's one that I haven't picked up that I was like, oh, if I see it in the wild, I might grab it. I think it's like it's supposed to be like Archie, like the Eastman and Laird Archie run.
Yeah, this looks like comic book. Like even on the thing, it says issue 1. Like it looks like a comic thing.
How's that figure though? Pretty rad.
I just opened it, and I'm being very careful because these ones I always usually put in like warm water, and then like we'll work them around and stuff until they're good to go. But he looks amazing. I love the aesthetic of these figures, but he's awesome. And I'm a sucker for like the villains that are like Spider-Man, Venom, Superman, Bizarro, TMNT Slash, like that, the kind of like negative version of like the main thing.
Yeah, the really uncreative ones.
Oh, that's the bad one. That way I can cheer louder because it's easier to know who I'm cheering for, But no, it's cool. And honestly, like if I had the like unlimited money, I'd probably just buy every like NECA Ninja Turtle thing just because like the look of them are so cool. They're not all winners though, but I have a lot now. You know what? I have been picking up the NECA Universal Monsters line too, where it's like the Ninja Turtles and Universal Monsters. Love those. Personally, might have picked, would have swapped characters around a little bit, but still love them. Those are like so creative and so awesome. And then like the detail is incredible. Like in hand, they look good because like like they do like the promo images of them are like edited and they look very cinematic, yada yada. But like when you open it, like those ones still look like, oh, holy shit, like this looks just like that. Like the Mummy, Michelangelo, I got that one this year. That one's amazing. And I love that they threw in the reference to like, so there's kind of a meme of like the Ninja Turtle like mask, and he's like like with his teeth all crazy. And then there's another meme where it's like the mask years later, and the latex has like degenerated and it's all gross. And I think they kind of took some inspiration from those for like the alternate head for the Michelangelo mummy. Love it.
Yeah, thank goodness never got into Ninja Turtles or Dragon Ball because that would just empty my pocketbook.
Fiends. Living the fiend life.
I was really into that Turtles Universal Monsters line as well.
You have them?
I only got Raphael.
That's a great one.
He was the first one, and then I kind of got I think it's when they revealed the April one as the bride.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of I really hated that. I thought it was complete trash. So I kind of really went, I don't know, it just was like, oh, okay, well, if I'm not going to get them all, I'm not going to bother.
That's right.
So, and it was, I didn't quite understand until they did that these were the movie Turtles.
Yeah, the '90s movie Turtles.
Yeah, yes. And I didn't quite understand that until they did the April, because it's the exact same head sculpt as the
Right, with the hair and
as the
everything.
movie. Yeah. And also, I just they were just I was disappointed in that. They were just afraid to make her ugly, which was the big selling point of the line. Like, it was so. I hate that when they do that with female figures, when they're just so. They won't always want to keep it pretty and like flowing and all this. So, but I thought the real strong point, of that line was all the detail. It really captured that old, the old Turtles figures. You know how they were terribly painted, but when you actually looked closely, you could see there were like all little bugs on them, and there were little this
Yeah, the
or that. It
sculpt
had
was
all
amazing. Yeah.
these really gross details, and I felt like the toy line was capturing that amazingly. And then this April figure came out, and I was like, oh, it's like someone in cosplay at a convention. It was like, oh,
You should get the Leonardo Hunchback one because it's
yeah. And then
like
that
what
look,
you just
he's got the
described.
brain in his shell and everything.
His whole shell is like a storage thing, and he comes with like more stuff than you can even fit in there.
I love that.
Or even better,
But
if you
yeah,
like stuff like that, Punker Mike has a video with his custom pizza guy.
oh yeah, I'm saying,
Yeah.
Oh, Pizza Face,
so
the psychotic pizza chef.
Face. That's a good one. That's a good one.
So I love that aspect of Turtles, and I felt like these Universal monsters were the first time that NECA were really sort of diving into that sort of the gross out thing it was so important to like 90s action figures, was like, ooh, gross. Ooh.
Oh
They all had all
yeah.
the kids in the cartoon, kids in the commercials and everything.
Like those things to make your own candy, and it's like, but they look like boogers and worms. And
Yeah.
yeah.
It was all that aspect of it. So I
Everything
loved
Punker
seeing
Mike
that.
loved at Toys R Us. I could make boogers, yeah.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, like yourself, when they do they do all the turtles as the monsters, and you're like, well, who's going to be Van Helsing? Well, it has to be Shredder, right? Oh, it's Splinter. What?
Right.
What's happening?
Like even you're saying April, like as Bride of Frankenstein. I was like, okay, but then Raphael's already Frankenstein, and you're like,
Yeah.
And then Raphael, like they needed to do his headband more red. I might actually repaint mine like a little more red because it's basically like a shade of purple. And then Donatello's supposed to be the Invisible Man, and because Donatello's like machines and like technology, so he couldn't have been. I don't know. Fuck, even he could have been Van Helsing, with all the weapons or something. But they made him the Invisible Man, so he's just like
Yes. So.
a basic turtle wrapped in, bandages.
Yeah.
No tech, no.
I
I don't
mean,
know. I don't know.
he invented that. So the Invisible Man invented invisibility. So you can kind of see
Yeah,
the
but
angle, but at the same time, you're like,
I don't know. Although I will say that a redeeming one, I don't have it yet. I don't think it's out yet. But Casey Jones as Phantom of the Opera, that's a good one.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So what about our favorite releases of this year? You guys. Craig mentioned GI Joe, and Zorana. I thought she was an excellent figure.
Is that a GI Joe figure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's Zartan's sister, right?
I know some of those.
I mean, probably also his mother, knowing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the GI Joe females have suddenly got a lot better because they've got wigs. You can change their wigs. I'm like, this is where's the Halle Berry Storm figure that I've been looking for so long, with alternate terrible wigs, awful wigs.
Wait, are the hair
all I want?
like? Is it interchangeable even between figures? I don't have that many GI Joe. I only have like a couple.
They've only had alternate
No,
wigs for Lady J.
Her wig is sculpted specifically for her.
Ah,
I don't. She has two.
We're not there yet for the swappable wigs on everybody.
No, she has.
Damn it.
She has two. She comes with two hair sculpts, and they fit on there perfectly. and then I don't know. I haven't tried putting them on Lady J or vice versa. I don't know. I don't think that they're interchangeable between Lady J, but I don't think any other, because the other ones are.
Her.
Yep. Yeah, she's spectacular.
That looks cool. What Fortnite character is that?
That's the legend of Billie Jean right there, boy. Watch your mouth.
Spirit was also really high on my list. Only reason that I wouldn't have given him like a 10 out of 10 is he still has pins. I think pins in the arms. Bone Breaker was a really.
Is pins a huge thing for you guys? Like, is that like a deal breaker?
No, I
No.
couldn't. Like, honestly, I'm an action figure collector. I've put up with it for 40 years. I think I could manage with
Yeah.
a pin or two. And honestly, I've not bought that many pinless figures, but I would say I'm having like a 30% seized joint rate.
Wow.
So it's not great. But at the same time, like, I don't really notice it. I think because I've been trained to ignore it for so long, it doesn't really bother me. But as if it lets us have more better articulated females, then that's great, you know.
Yeah.
Which I think it does.
I saw this was years ago when I was kind of introduced to this like side of the community of people who aren't into like basically aren't into
Okay, action
articulation.
figures.
Yeah, they're like they might as well buy statues. Like the way they describe it, like I don't like the seam. I would rather it be in this pose and look good this way. It's like that's a statue, my guy. You want them in one pose to never move. But yeah, it's not a big deal for me. But the first time like it even like came to my attention to like really notice like oh the pins are like there is when I was watching like some of your videos and some of Glenn Webb's videos, and then when you guys were doing customs, it felt like an extra step to fill the peg holes. Not as like, oh, it was a necessity, but it was like a nice like a bow on top. Like, oh, it didn't occur to me that was even like somebody would even care enough to fill a peg hole up, so that when someone did it on a custom, you knew it was like, I don't know.
Yeah, part of that was for me anyway. Why I always did it was because, like you're saying, it's a little bow on top, but also because it's so difficult to change the color of a pin to paint it that just sculpting over it and hiding it and then repainting over the top of that made it so much easier.
Why didn't you say that in the video?
Probably because I didn't realize it at the time. You know?
By the way, before I forget, that's a sick Junji Ito shirt. Funker Mike.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When it comes,
wasn't there supposed to be an anime? No, weren't Netflix doing a?
yeah, they're supposed to be doing like a show, like some type of animated show.
Spiral. I thought they
Something.
were doing Spiral.
Because they've it's been on Netflix like
Halloween.
on the coming soon for like months.
Right.
So it's still like no, just like in the coming.
Maybe that's
soon
part of the
limbo.
gimmick.
I heard about that like a long ass time ago, so I was like surprised it wasn't out yet. But when it comes to pinless, I don't really have a preference. I mean, this figure was pinless, and I didn't realize it was until like a little bit messing with it. I'm like, oh, it's kind of nice. It looks a little more seamless, kind of, and it kind of gives it like maybe like a higher end feel, kind of. Maybe just because of this figure, because it's a little different, because it's supposed to be like the movie character or from the TV show.
I think it's super important for Spider-Man figures because they for some reason they were just never able to paint one side of the arm pin for some reason. Just paint it, guys. Just paint.
Yeah.
The thing I was thinking about though is sometimes I get a lot of figures that have the pins that the pin needs to be reset, or there's like a little plastic burr coming out of the pin, so it looks like cleaner. Because I feel like, I mean, just not Marvel Legends, but like a bunch of different figures. I feel like I have to heat them up and reset that pin on so many other ones. Like, I don't know, sometimes out of the box, or if I'm just like posing it or messing with it too much, sometimes I feel like it just needs to get like reset in.
Let's see. Firelord wasn't a great figure by any means, but I was just happy to get that character finally. Zemo, I think they did a really good job on the classic Baron Zemo. Finally, that we've been needing for a long time.
Oh, right, okay.
Baron Zemo, yeah, and then Action Force Trigger is a very cool figure.
Which one is that? Which
He,
one of these MAGA-looking guys is that?
he comes with a light machine gun, and he's got camouflage pants. I think he just wears just a tactical vest, like a tank top. Yeah, a tank top with a tactical vest, and comes with like sunglasses and like a baseball cap. He's bald. He's got like a goatee. Yeah.
He sounds like a lovely person.
Yep.
Is
And
he
then
demanding a recount?
probably. And then I was really surprised how much I liked the Null figure that was in the 2-pack with Venom.
Yeah.
I still need that set.
But you know what was wrong? That set missed a real when they didn't have the wings should have been interchangeable between the two characters.
Yeah.
Null should have been able to wear the wings as well. So it was
Well, I think
frustrating that they did.
Yeah, they really screwed the pooch on that Venom because the holes in the back, like they should have done what Mythic Legions do, where they have a single hole in the back and then basically like a backpack, plugs into that hole, and then the wings plug into the backpack. Because you take the wings out and you see these big gaping holes in his back, even though they're painted, it looks ridiculous.
I was watching Home Alone last night, Christmas of the Family, Home Alone 1 and 2. There's a part where the bad guy looks like, says, "Wow, what a hole." Just reminded me of that. That was you unplugging the wings. Wow.
Yeah, so how about you guys? Any favorite or figures that you think that really did well, or they were designed well?
Well, shout out to Mezco for getting my likeness down. I got the bad posture with the aggressively long arms.
Bro, this is how I pitched you to that chiropractor that one time.
Yo, you see that tall guy with the bad posture and aggressively long arms?
You see that dude squatching over there? There was one time we were at a toy show, and there's also the toy show, a chiropractor giving away free adjustments, and I went over there and I was pitching Punker Mike to him hard. Punker Mike didn't know he was, doing his thing at the toy show, but I was like, look at that motherfucker over there squatching it. Please help my friend. One of these days.
Okay, so let's see. How about most disappointing figures of 2022?
Oh.
Is that one of them there, Mike, or is that a good one?
No, I was just messing with that. No, I actually really like this. I actually really like the Mezco Crow figure. It'd be cool if they do like a James O'Barr Crow, like more of a comic accurate one. That would be tight. I think my most disappointing figure. I usually have a pretty good sense not to buy like a shit figure, but I had bought this. Because
your spidey sense tingles.
Yeah, we've been collecting for so long. You kind of know what's going to be good and what's not, and by looking at it or
smell alone. Honestly,
it was my first. it was like my first figure from this line, and so it's the best action collectibles, like Loyal Subjects, like Ninja Turtle line. It's like they're like smaller figures. They're like 4.5, almost 5 inches tall.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of iffy on those. But I wanted to grab the Casey Jones because I like Casey Jones, and I needed his scale was like perfect for something I was doing, and for the sculpt is like kind of decent, paint's decent, articulation looks decent. It's like a smaller scale, and it's like but it's like 20 think it's anywhere from like $18 to $22 or whatever. So it's like, I don't know, that was a little high for that, but I got it. I got the Casey Jones, and that shit just fell apart like immediately. So I had to order it online because I was like, I'm not gonna find this in stores. I'll just order it online. And through the package, so it's got he's just got a cut on the bicep, and you could see the peg. So it's just a peg in the peg hole. You could fit a penny in between the arm, and you could see the peg like stretch, like it's like white. And I'm like, no, dude. And I'm like, that sucks. I haven't even opened it. You can see it through the package. So I was like,
little hot water, bro. You'll be fine.
I was like, dude, I'm not gonna send it back. I'll just fix it. So I figured, I'll just do like the little screw or whatever. I was actually able to heat it up and like reform the peg. But when I was posing it up, his chest just fell apart. Which again is easy enough to fix because you just put some glue. But I was like, God damn it, dude.
Bro, you ordered the model kit.
I know. And I was like, dude, this sucks. What the heck? Like, it looks cool enough and it's gonna work for what I need it. But then another thing too, like, he's got a bunch of articulation, but his legs don't kick forward at all. So like it goes like this. Like it barely kicks forward, so you can't get him a running post. So I took him apart, I dremeled it as much as I could, and like it increased by like 20%. So he can't kick straight out or even close to it. I'm like, dude, that sucks. So like I took a chance with that line. I'm probably not going to grab anything else unless they do. I mean, they're doing some pretty obscure shit like Beetlejuice, the cartoon. It's kind of cool. So if they do something like super obscure that I'm never going to get a figure for, I'll grab it. Just so like I have like a rando up here. I have like a bunch of rando toys, like toys from when I was a kid or just like random ass shit. So to go on like the random shit shelf. But as far as like getting all the turtles, because they're doing like the hip hop, like disguise ones where they have the different color. Like,
I seen those at the store. Yeah,
jackets. They look cool enough, but I was like, man, I'm not gonna fucking collect all these figures if I had bad luck with my boy Casey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was basically the only figure I was like really disappointed with.
What's left of the game?
No. You guys had 3 chances. I don't like none of that shit. I'm out.
Don't talk shit on fucking loyal subjects, damn it.
That was his figure of the year.
You're hurting the money. I got my best action sponsorship lined up for January. Yeah, they look so good though.
The plastic feels a little weird too. They just feel like I think like the 20,
I've returned a few. Like I've bought some, opened, and then returned them. Yeah, they're bad.
Upwards of $20 range. I feel like they, for what you get, I think it needs to be a little bit cheaper. But I understand,
Yeah, they look for for in-package people, they'd be great because they look so good. But yeah, no.
It's cool. They're doing a bunch of different like random ass characters and shit. Like they get weird ass licenses. Like they had a Big Trouble in Little China character, and like Kiss, and like Napoleon Dynamite, and that, like I said, Beetlejuice cartoon.
Avatar. They've done a lot from the Avatar show.
What happened?
They've done a lot from the Avatar show.
Like the cartoon, like the Airbender.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. I never watched
Avatar show.
It's good. It's really
good. Everyone
says
it. Everyone says it's good.
Oh my god! Have you seen it?
Everyone seems to be a teenage lesbian that says it, so I'm just not sure.
Well, you wouldn't be the first to accuse me of that, but no. Have you seen it, Craig?
No.
Craig's like, have I seen it? His head down. He has an arrow on top of his head.
Yeah. The soundtrack fades in.
They did it without my approval, so
the live action movie is one of the worst. I mean, it's up there with like Dragon Ball Evolution of just one of the worst. Oh, I didn't hear that last part. You faded out. Oh no.
Is that full bend air or what?
Yeah. Okay. So the premise. So there's 2 series, but the original series, there's 4 nations, and each nation is basically determined by like the element they interact with. So the main guy, Avatar Aang, he's from an air nation, so they control air, so they can like fly. He likes to sit on like a ball of air and spin around. And then there's fire, earth, and water. And so the way that these people live in harmony is that the Avatar is like the one person who can use all of these abilities, and they're supposed to be like political figure to like bring harmony amongst the nations. And so the story of Avatar, the setup, is that the Fire Nation betrays the Avatar, kills him, and tries to take over the world. And they pretty much succeed by the start of the show, except the new Avatar is a little boy, and he gets frozen in ice for 100 years. This is all before episode 1, so it's not like a
So
spoiler.
when this shit aired, this is like some Toonami shit, or what was this airing on?
No, on Nickelodeon.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm probably gonna pass then for sure.
It's not Nickelodeon. Like Nickelodeon tried to cancel it, and the fans rallied behind it many times to like save it online. It's not really like a Nick inspired show. It's just I think that's the network that aired it. But so this kid disappears for 100 years, and when they find him again and like wake him up, he's like Captain America. When they wake him up again, the world is like in chaos, and it's up to this little kid to now learn all these abilities and bring stability to the world.
He can't breathe because the air
typical-
quality is so much shittier than it was 100 years ago.
Basically, yeah. Black sky.
There's too much particles in his air, so he can't fucking
Yeah,
perform.
yeah. And that's the thing. He didn't learn how to use any of the other abilities at the beginning.
See, this just reminds me of when I was at this house, like it was like a house party one time. There was this dude that you could tell did too much acid, and he kept doing it, and like his brain's like slowly getting fucked up. And he would sit in the backyard and he would sit in the backyard and go, and he'd say he was manipulating the air and the wind.
Oh no!
And then he got this other guy.
No.
Stop. So like there was another guy that he was kind of like a fried out guy too, and I don't know if they ever met, but dude, at the end of it, they were fucking. It got windy as shit in that backyard, bro.
Hold your cap on. Whoa.
Oh, man, he had a trippy name too. I wish I could remember, but yeah, dude. I always, every time you see, he'd be like a random fool. Like, who knows this guy? He's always just like sometimes popping up places, and he's just fucking ripping through, like bending his own air and shit.
Now imagine, okay, so Avatar is imagine if everyone knew who that guy was.
Well, everybody kind of knew who he was, but it was just like, how'd he get here, bro? Probably flew in on the air, bro. He's just like,
bro. I mean, you sure you haven't seen it? It is good though. The sequel series is a little different because it's like fast forwards a bit on the timeline, and it's
the animation or like this. I don't know. It just looks like really soft. Like
the first one is
like
yeah.
later seasons of Rugrats soft, not like the beginning where it was like Rugrats is like Rugrats is like a little
every
gritty.
frame had the love and sweat of somebody
like
behind
the beginning
it.
Rugrats was a little gritty because it was the same guy that did Aeon Flux, so it was a little gritty. But then at the end, that shit was soft as hell.
Season 5 X-Men the animated series.
But that cartoon always looked like shit. It's not like...
You know what? I'm used to this because I'll take the hate on this because I also love like the Avatar movies, the Blue Alien ones, and from what I see online, everyone hates those too.
Never seen it, bro. Is it
I love
really
it.
that good? Like,
okay, number one, I've seen the second one recently. Love that one too. But it's basically just Pocahontas. Like the story plot line is like Pocahontas. Except imagine if like Pocahontas wasn't the main character, but John Smith was the main character. That's like Avatar.
Yeah. And he managed to become Native American by then.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, basically.
You know what? Indigenous people really just need white guys to come in and become them and sort shit out. That's really the story of Avatar.
White savior archetype trope. I mean, I didn't make the movie. I just watched it. Okay. I don't know.
No, we know they did, and that's why it's a problem.
And the second one, same shit, but with dolphins, alien dolphins. So you know what? That looked fun as shit. If I was to do it, if I was on the alien planet, I'd try riding the dolphin. It looked fun.
Like if you're on an alien planet, you'd probably melt if you went in the water.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But
this isn't water.
Assuming. Damn. See, this is why it's nothing Avatar. Catch you later, Colossal Customs. Thanks for tuning in. So I don't know when Todd's coming back. He's got technical issues, but he'll be back, and the stream's still going. I don't have the list of topics, but you guys said you do.
So what we're on most disappointing figures 2020. Those fucking Dungeons and Dragons animated figures. I waited 40 years, and that's what you're giving me?
what was that? Was that from NECA?
No, Hasbro did them. Like, you know the Dungeons and Dragons animated show
Yeah, like
from
the
the 80s?
old.
With
Yeah,
Ian
yeah.
Hank,
Oh,
Sheila,
okay.
Bobby, those guys. We waited forever for action figures, and they give us these Burger King toys.
It makes me think of those
And
Disney ones.
I had them all pre-ordered straight down the line, and then I just sat there for like 2 weeks going, I don't want these at all.
Did you have them? Like you got them?
No, I had them pre-ordered, and then I cancelled them. I was just like, no, these are not. I'd rather have nothing.
Wow.
I'd rather have nothing. I normally say I'm happy that they exist, but I'm not. So, that has been my mantra for a long time. Like I'm happy it exists. I don't need to own it. But these ones are like, I wish. I remember 2 years ago when we didn't have these figures and life was great. Like,
No. You didn't have that pain inflicted on you every time you see them.
yeah, it's like I waited all my life for this to happen, and this is what happened. Oh no. But yeah, that was it. Unless anyone else has got any most disappointing figures, the next topic is
I don't
favorite TV or movies. Oh, here he is. Oh no, Mister No Camera. He's back.
Dang, that's so aggressive.
Denied.
Yeah, it's like it's illegal or something. No camera. It's not just saying there is no camera. It's like there's no cameras permitted.
Can
Or
you
just
guys
like when
hear me?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I turn off my
Yes.
camera, it just has like an icon.
Oh yeah, that's true. What?
Yeah, but Todd's is
Wait,
like
wait.
so
Let me find
aggressive.
out. Todd picked that picture on purpose.
No pictures.
I'm just glad I got audio because before it was video and no audio. So I guess I'm just
okay.
gonna have to live with this.
It's your
So
life
I don't know.
now.
Yeah. So I don't know why my PC is just like it's had enough. So
It said, "Oh no, no
Has Hasbro
podcasting
finally
again."
initiated their cyber attack on you?
probably.
Is Jesse Falcon in the comments right now? Like, now, take him down now.
On the most disappointing figures topic.
Yeah,
Take
before
them
they get
down.
to the. Yeah. God damn it! He's already talked about D&D now. Pull the plug. That does remind me of the like the almost de-evolution or devolution, however you pronounce it, of like the toy figures, but like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Disney, like classic Disney Renaissance movie characters, where they're like deluxe collectible action figures, super expensive, and they like can't do anything. They're like Burger King toys, like you said.
Right.
I don't like that. I don't like that direction.
See, I was talking to Craig when he first hopped on with me about the new the Walgreens Moonstone. Like it just comes with a pair of hands and that's it. No other accessories. And Walgreens exclusives in the past, you get a ton of shit. Like the Silver Surfer.
I mean, I can kind of see like Carla doesn't really have that much visual. She doesn't do spangly effects or anything, does she? She phases through stuff and she has gravimetric powers. So I guess they could have thrown something in.
Well, at least an alternate head.
Yeah, I guess.
Give her an angry, yelling face. But I had to buy. I bought. Thank goodness I bought 4 of them because 2 of them the paint was pretty crappy.
4.
Yeah. So
4.
yeah.
You need help, man.
No,
4.
because I'm returning 2 of them.
Okay.
So the two.
I successfully purchased 6 of the new Marvel Legend. I will be returning 3 of them if I can find 3 with paint that is up to my standards. Exactly. I will update you in 5 minutes on the clock. Goodbye.
Speaking of no accessories, the Hatut Zaraze was a huge disappointment. Again, happy to get the character, but having to buy accessories from or buy other figures to get the accessories. So it has a belt and a harness. Should have come with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Siren again, no alternate head on that.
Screaming head.
No screaming head. Like why? Why put out even the packaging? She's got a screaming face.
For me, you can pick almost any Marvel Legend, and you can immediately. I probably ask someone off the street, how could this be better? And they could probably give you like five things.
Yeah.
I just feel like buying Marvel Legends is just, you have to prepare yourself to not get the figure you want. I don't know. I think I had to distance myself from the line because I was getting so disappointed. Like, a lot of these characters are characters that people are really invested in and really love. And to sort of short thrift every single one of them, it's like, Marvel Legends was kind of founded on that idea that this is the
passion,
the version of it. This is the figure that does what that character does, and it has everything you need. And it's lost that way. It's a different line these days, of course, but I'm just always
remember when it was like an experience, like you're saying, like everything you needed to know about that character was there. Like you had the comic, the accessories, the base, like everything you needed to know.
Yeah. So it's just, I just kind of feel like, sure, you're listing off perfectly good things. Like, this could have had this, could have had that. I mean, but that's the story of Marvel Legends, right? You can't be disappointed by that anymore because that's what the line is.
Yeah.
Someone agrees.
Like, I don't know, even the new Vulcan, everybody's excited to get a new body, and then you find out you need to modify the arms because the pegs are too long, so it interferes with the butterfly joints.
Oh no.
Yeah, and he's like probably, I don't know, just slightly too tall, and they modified, like the new Black Panther is on that same mold, but they gave him smaller hip joints, so he's not as tall as Vulcan, so he doesn't tower over all the figures that are on the Bucky cap mold, which they this figure is basically supposed to be the replacement to that mold, but he's so much bigger, so it doesn't really fit in.
You're right, Craig. The average man can name 5 things that can be improved on a Marvel Legend.
Right? And it's like the way the discussion about Marvel Legends is, it's about the bodies. It's like, it's not about the characters. It's like, you're talking about a character of Vulcan, but you're not talking about anything to do with Vulcan. You're talking about like the body. It's like, how have they made the character so completely dull that we're more interested in the plastic and how it relates to other pieces of plastic? It's just mind-boggling. I don't know how they've done it to these characters.
Yeah, same with like no alternate head. I gave him the head from the movie figure from the Internals. It's got the fucking Icarus, the effects coming out of his eyes and shit. It's like they could have done the same thing. Anyway, so what about favorite TVs or movies that came out in 2022? My list is Andor. There was a great show on Hulu called Under the Banner of Heaven with Andrew Garfield. It was based on a true story. It was really good.
So are you messing with Garfield now, Todd? Because I know back in the day, you're pretty salty with that dude.
Yeah, it was all about the size of his hair.
Yeah,
his hair.
I just don't like him as Peter Parker.
Okay.
Even after No Way Home, you monster. I always wanted brothers. I love you guys.
Vikings Valhalla, that was really good. Severance is an amazing show. Ozark, Better Call Saul, Dark Winds, The Boys, and Strange New Worlds. Those are my favorite shows of the year.
YouTube wants me to watch Ozark so bad. They be sending me clips of that shit all the time. Like, no. I mean, maybe now because you like it, but I mean, they really want people to watch that shit.
You don't have any Marvel stuff on your list there, Todd. Is that on?
No,
Yeah, where's Wakanda Forever?
You racist.
it was,
Damn.
yeah, it was good. Honestly, I just forgot about it.
Wasn't that good then?
Wow. I'm over here getting the Atuma head on Christmas. Like, yeah.
No, I think just overall the rest of the shows just kind of dragged the shows and movies for Marvel have just dragged down my excitement overall for the MCU in general. So yeah. How about you, Craig? Anything stand out this year you watched?
I can't really. I mean, I just go down the cycle of watching old stuff that I've seen before, or over and over and over again. So, like, I don't know. Did the Golden Girls come out this year? I don't think it did it? So I watched that. Did Picard season 2 come out this year, or was that last year?
Wow, did you like? Do you like that show?
That's not my question, Tom.
Oh,
No, it was fucking awful.
yes, beyond awful. I barely got through the first season. Barely.
But Judy Justice. I mean, I watched things, but I can't say I had. I mean, She-Hulk was fine for me. Miss Marvel was fine for me. But then I'm not super. I can take or leave the MCU in general. It's not an affront to me or a thing I'm super excited about. The Star Wars things, I could take or leave them. I don't know.
Yeah,
I liked Tales of the Jedi was all right because I liked seeing Yaddle getting killed.
that was pretty good. I liked it.
I'm trying to think what else there was though.
Did you see
did I see what?
Andor?
I made it halfway through. I'm honestly so bored.
Oh wow!
Like I can't. Like I was very interested in Mon Mothma and her story. I couldn't care less about the rebel and like the actual practicalities of the rebels and the grunt stuff of the rebels. I think we've seen it enough. It does nothing for me personally. I know people are a bit tired of they want to see more of that grunty side of Star Wars, but it's not really that for me. So I enjoyed seeing Mon Mothma stuff. I thought it was something in Star Wars we hadn't seen before, the political side of it, and someone who had who's living in the sort of higher echelons of it and seeing the bureaucracy and all that. I think that's quite interesting to see the actual empire doing their day job. I thought that was interesting, but I don't know. I got to the bit where they successfully completed the heist, and then I was just like, okay, I'll just assume that's the end of the series. I'll stop watching. So, what else was there? What I haven't seen the Black Panther one because it's not on Disney Plus yet. I saw Thor. That was kind of rubbish. And
did you see?
Doctor Strange was this year, wasn't it?
Yes.
So I enjoyed that. I thought it was a good change of tone. I wasn't too happy with them doing that to Wanda, but I thought she was very good in it. So I was okay with that. I thought it was a bit of a kick in the teeth after they had made you sympathise with her so hard in her own TV show, and then for the sake of Doctor Strange, made making him into a hero or something. They did that to her, but I thought it was all fine, really. There was a Cabinet of Curiosities. What was that? The Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, I love Ballistic Gel Torso.
How was that show? Because I've had a couple of people recommend it.
It's fine. Yeah, it's a little bit pretentious, takes itself very seriously, but there's some, they're doing really sort of high budget, good versions of classic, horror short stories. The best part of it is probably the start of every episode. He introduces it, and the guy is not well. Like, he's not healthy. Like, he's like, I think he's quite overweight, and he sort of has to walk around. He's kind of like, it's like a moo that's maybe got a suit printed on it. And I don't know, for me, his English isn't the clearest. Also, he's completely out of breath for having to do two things at once. Tonight's story this horror show is about this guy trying to hang on to life through the first 2 minutes of the show. It's kind of hilarious, but the stories themselves.
So you're gonna get the Guillermo del Toro Halloween costume where it has like the fan inside to inflate it, as you walk around. Tell him, Craig, he ain't no Toddy Mac. It's not like the Spawn intros. Do you believe in darkness? Come with me.
Eking a page real quick.
Yeah, he's all eking a comic page. You know who else plays in darkness? Malbolgia.
So that was fun. What else was there? Rings of Power. I watched that. I don't care much for Lord of the Rings, and I didn't care much for that, so that was fine.
Yeah, I made it like 1.5 episodes, and I couldn't.
Honestly, things take so long. It's like, I've not got a finite and infinite supply of life force here. People.
Yeah, right. We're not elves watching elf shit. We're humans watching elf shit. Like,
get off with it.
Wasn't there a Harry Potter spinoff movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a transphobe, so I don't watch.
My girlfriend's big fan of Harry Potter, and she did not like that. And she her favorite movie is Hocus Pocus, and she hated the sequel.
Oh, Matt, he thought that was all right.
I thought it was okay. I liked how in the sequel, I mean, this is going to be mileage may vary for everybody here, but I like that they took the element of like how a lot more people now are embracing spiritualism in their own way, like with crystals or that kind of stuff, Like, I feel like it's kind of being more, what's it called, like coming around again? And like in that movie, they kind of integrated that into witchcraft too. But, people have a lot of different opinions on that kind of stuff. But I thought it was nice, like the way they brought it into the movie as like a transition from like old witchcraft to like modern witchcraft. It was fun.
I didn't finish it. When they first started singing their first song, I was like, all right, I'm out. I was in it until that first song, and then I'm like, all right, Bree, you're on your own.
Yeah, I think I was in the same boat. Like, she wanted to watch it, and I was like, all right, I'll sit down for a little while, and then I was like, all right, I'm done.
What about Willow? Have any of you watched the new Willow series?
Nah.
New who? Willow?
Yes.
No.
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 I thought you said werewolf for a second.
Oh yeah, that came out too. That was garbage.
That was good.
Oh, it was not. Away you go.
I liked it.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh my lord.
You're talking about Werewolf by Night?
Yeah.
Nice stylistically. And then
I don't expect anyone to agree with why I like it, but it gave me hope. Like, I want to see that kind of Man Thing in the Thunderbolts. Like, the comic run when Man Thing was on Thunderbolts.
That Man Thing was trash. That Man Thing was just Groot. There was no point in that. It was awful. Awful. Man Thing drinking coffee. No. Just awful.
Watching over his buddy.
Like they're just like, let's do the horror thing, but let's just make it Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, well, no.
See, perfect. You're the
We're gonna do
grouchy
horror.
one. There you go.
Just-
Perfect. You're the grouchy one, and I'm that one. I'm the Groot one that watches over you.
No, that was not my thing. But that's the Marvel Cinematic Universe for you. That's fine.
I have a feeling you're not really gonna like Namor.
No, but I know that already. They're never going to get.
Did you watch Strange New Worlds, Craig?
No, I watched a couple of episodes of it when I was over in the US. It was fine. I thought, I was kind of. Yeah, I don't like when things piddle around in the shallow pools between what we already know. I'm just not there for it. Star Wars does that. It can't help but do that. It just is. We're going to just tell a story between these two. Oh my God, you've got the entirety of history to go for, and you're just like this 19-year period. Can we do something else? And I feel that Strange New Worlds was. It was totally fine, but as soon as they start, transporting and changing their clothes while they're transporting, I was like, no, that's not. And they were doing cosmetic surgery. They were just doing with an injection and that kind of thing. I didn't really like that.
You ever see Repo Man, the genetic opera? It's a movie.
I saw Repo Man, but I've not seen the genetic opera.
It's just, it is the movie. It's like that's just the title of the movie, like Repo Man, the genetic opera, and it's like about a guy who what you're saying, like with the futuristic way of surgery, people do that, and then this guy is like, if you can't pay for it, he takes it back.
So it's not Bruce Campbell being the Surgeon General of Los Angeles?
No.
There's a movie from the 80s called Repo Man, isn't there? And then
there was like a newer one, like Repo Men or something. It's not that either. It's like a cult classic kind of movie.
Yeah, it's a Fred Decker movie, I'm pretty sure.
The only Repo Man I know stars Emilio Estevez. That's the real Repo Man, damn it.
Huh.
So further down on our list of topics, we've got most wanted unannounced figures. So stuff that
what does that mean?
means stuff that we don't already know is coming, like stuff that you've been wanting for a long time, and that it doesn't look like it's so far. Nothing's been announced that they're making it.
Right,
just
that's easy, bro. G.I. Joe Headman. That's what I want. You guys know who Headman is or what?
I don't know.
Oh, it's the best G.I. Joe villain ever.
Excuse me.
Is there a 3 3/4? Okay, Headman.
Oh wow! Look at that.
A Dick Tracy character.
Oh, the ponytail even. Wow.
So this is the one they redid in the early 2000s. But his original look, he's got the black pinstripe suit and he's got a blonde ponytail. He's basically a drug kingpin. So this is a character created, I think, like in the Reagan era, and he only had like a couple issues in the comics. It's fucking ridiculous that he's like a G.I. Joe character. He was in the cartoon too, actually.
Huh?
It's Headman, bro.
Never.
Yeah. And he's got like his goons. I can't remember, like headhunters or something like that. They kind of almost look like, they kind of got like the Viper helmet, or it's like the shiny helmet face plate. I think.
Huh.
I can't remember. I never had any. I only had just the Headman. He was my favorite toy back then. When I was a kid, I didn't know he's a drug kingpin. I just thought he was like this cool bandit guy. Because the original one, like I said, he's got the black pinstripes. None of them had pinstripes. That shit's sick. And he's got the Cobra emblem on his
man,
chest.
modern Zorro, sick.
But I think like if G.I. Joe get to suited bodies, I think it's over for a lot of other toys. Because they'll do such a good job.
Awesome. My Agent Coulsons aren't going to be worth anything. I bought 19 of those fucking 3-packs back in the day.
Those Tony Stark figures where he's like wearing a suit from Walmart or something.
Yeah.
Not even tailored to him.
You,
I mean, all my
No,
clearance
Paul.
Everett Rosses aren't going to triple in value. Damn.
Let's see. For me, I really want a classic mantis from Legends.
Okay. Would you go with the Hawaiian hula skirt or?
Yep. Hawaiian hula skirt.
Console, is there another way?
Oh yeah.
Also, Marvel Legends Moondragon.
Oh, yes, please. That's one I've stopped asking. I've stopped hoping because my life is just crippled by disappointment by the amount of the lack of bald lesbian space women that are in my life. I just need Moondragon. I don't know how they're going to do her though. I don't know if I want the deep V.
Reuse the Professor X head somehow to save on tooling.
And then classic. Well, we've had
Mockingbird, Todd.
no. Well, we've had a classic Gamora in the past, but she really wasn't that accurate. And then, but I really like to have her in the spacesuit. That's my favorite look for Gamora.
Let it out of your heart, Todd. Mafex comic spacesuit Gamora.
Yeah, that would be
Speak
amazing.
it into the universe, Tom.
That's breathing heavy right now.
Exactly.
I'm like Guillermo del Toro shit right now, bro.
I didn't even know I could reach that far. Dare it, Todd. Dare to dream.
How about you guys? What would, besides Pucker Mike's crime lord headband?
Drug Kingpin, bro. Hell yeah.
Oh, easy. Mafex comic Mary Jane Watson Parker. Because I know whoever's in charge over there with these like 90s cuts, I know he's going to do me right. He's going to give you like the big old curly redheaded look, the bangs slick down, regular look. That's what I want.
Did you say Mezco? Or did
No.
you say
Mafex.
Okay.
Mafex comic.
Oh, there you go.
Mary
cool.
Jane Watson Parker.
Okay. Have they done? Oh no, they did Storm, right?
They did.
And Psylocke.
Storm. Is Storm out yet? I don't think she's out yet.
Maybe just Psylocke then?
They've done Psylocke.
And Psylocke.
I have the Psylocke.
Jean Grey. I have Jean Grey too.
Oh, okay.
Jean Grey.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Mary Jane would be sick.
And Rogue and Jubilee like gotta be on the way, right?
But where's the wigs?
That yeah. Right now it's limited to alternate heads.
I think you just like cornered a market right there, Craig.
Right?
I mean, I don't.
Start
Does it take
sculpting
a
wigs.
bald man to
You got a 3D printer. You got an Elegoo 8K, Craig.
Oh yeah, there you
You
go.
could start a whole thing. Oh my god! And you know what? You know how like when you rip off the hair of like Marvel Legends or stuff, how it's they got all these things. Just use some calipers, and then you could print out whatever you want to pop on there.
Who was it? Was that Eric Larson that did Mary Jane's hair? What took up like the whole panel?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The big old like curls everywhere.
Doesn't have to draw the background. The hair.
Yeah.
Just like one panel with Black Cat and her hair's like this, and then one panel with Mary Jane and her hair's like this.
Yeah. That's
Aunt
how do
May,
you think they fought for
there's like
Peter's
a-
attention? They were peacocking, bro.
Hell yeah.
It was like that phase in like what was it, like 2010s, I want to say. I don't remember, but when girls would like put that big old bump thing in their hair and then just flip a layer of hair over the back of it.
The bump it, dude.
Yeah.
There used to be that infomercial play all the time.
So yeah, I love it. Yeah, give me all that. I'll take wigs. If they want to do MJ with like maybe 2 or 3, expression faces and hella wigs, even better.
So what about most anticipated figures that have been announced? For me, it's Cosmic Legions, Animals of the Warrior Kingdom.
Oh yeah, I've got them in order.
Those look fantastic. The Marvel Legends Star-Lord, just because I want that character with that figure. Chode, who has not officially been announced, but we know is coming. Corsair, the Extremis Iron Man, and the Mark One Iron Man. That's it.
So like the Mark One, from the comic.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
the first appearance Iron Man suit.
Okay. In silver or gold? That'll be both, won't it?
I'm sure they're gonna make both versions. Just I would
Silver and gold at first, gray and yellow in the repacks.
Yeah, right.
I would prefer the
Marbles in the Comic-Con sets.
probably prefer the silver first, and then get the gold down the road. I broke down and got both Toy Biz versions.
Chromed when they're in the HasLab repacks. Shout out Silver Surfer.
You said you're
It's no different.
you said you're getting the Animals of the Warrior Kingdom, Craig.
Yeah, I've because of my DeviantArt furry account that Michael knows about, I'm want to support that line. Yeah, it looks good. Interested to see them do more different body types and stuff with it. So we'll see. I don't really know anything about it. It's got like a comic, and I've read some things, and I'm kind of I can't really know what goes into fan fiction territory a bit, because that's what it is. But yeah, it looks like a good line. I'm excited to support that. For me, what else? I've pre-ordered the Mezco Doctor Doom. I think he might be okay.
Ooh.
I think they do very well with sculpted stuff. And I've been waiting for them to do it. I think that for me, Doctor Doom was the only Marvel character that Mezco needed to do. He's majorly sculpted, and then he's just wearing really basic clothes that aren't terrible like the rest of the Marvel stuff. So interested to see if that's any good.
No Magneto camel toes?
I don't need Magneto's rubber camel toe, thank you very much. In my life. What else is there?
Yeah,
I'm waiting on the Mafex Cyborg Superman.
Oh, yes! That one looks good.
I'm really waiting for the Eradicator as the real one.
Oh,
I really do like the
Come on, Superboy. Come on.
The Eradicator and the Cyborg Superman were my guys in that series. And I don't know if someone has any insight if the Cursed Dead is any closer to coming out in the coming year. Who can say? That's really all I want. I think when the Cursed Dead comes out, I'm done with action figures. Like this is it. This is all I need in my life.
Yeah, the Cursed Dead is definitely like highly anticipated.
Yeah.
Phil's got so much cool shit like lined up, and there's like so much cool shit with that line. Like once it starts going, it's gonna be so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So yeah, that's definitely highly anticipated on my end as well.
Is there like an Instagram account they could look at, like maybe like a picture of some sort of like painted thing they could look at or something?
Some like big old like Gordy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just follow Phil Ramirez Phil on Instagram, and then the Cursed Dead on Instagram. So hopefully there'll be this coming year some more info on what's going on with that.
Yeah, I got the Mezco, Doctor Doom, and Fantastic Four on pre-order as well.
Nice.
Looking forward to those.
That set is like one like in real life. I'm like, I can't, like I'm not gonna do that. But like that's the one like that I don't admit to myself like I want that. The Mezco Fantastic Four set. Like, no, I don't need that. They're probably not even gonna be that articulated. They're not that good. And then I'll be looking at it like,
it's gonna look stupid. Won't fit in with anything. Damn it.
Yeah, looking at the thing, like she ain't gonna move like not even good though. Like looking at him like fuck.
Oh, you know, it'd be cool if stuff. Mezco did a Savage Dragon. That shit would be tight.
Oh, nice.
I never kind of like how I was saying earlier, like falling in line with kind of like the more like lesser comic characters, like the
Indie
legendary
stuff.
heroes. Legendary heroes
Oh,
kind
legendary.
of
Yeah.
like lineup. So Savage Dragon would be sick.
Mezco Invincible, maybe.
But this is gonna have the bodysuit though, no? So I think characters with the bodysuit is kind of like really not like really
their
where
Spider-Man
they
was
shine.
fun.
It's kind of like the random shit like Savage Dragon. They can just have them beefing it, or you can put on the
With a
tank
shirt,
top or like
yeah.
other shit.
The cop uniform.
Yeah, I was gonna say they could do a cop
There you
uniform.
go. Yeah.
For like the second release.
That's a good one.
But yeah, Cursed Dead for me for sure is like highly anticipated. And then yeah, that Mezco Dick Tracy 2-pack. Hopefully that comes out this year. That should be sick, or this coming year. That'd be tight.
What about TVs and movies? For me, Invincible is number one on my list.
Stuff that's coming out that's been announced, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Invincible, and then Severance coming back. Supposedly Mindhunter's coming back.
Oh, nice.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That show is so good.
Strange New Worlds and Mandalorian top or round out the list. But Mindhunter, yeah, I'm a huge David Fincher fan, and that show is so good. I don't think it's been confirmed that it's coming out this year, or next 2023, but that's been in the works.
Yeah.
I don't really know like any shows that have been announced. Now that I think about it, like I don't really pay attention like that.
We were talking about that Junji Ito show earlier. Like I don't know when that's coming out either, but that's something like me and Brianna have been wanting to watch forever, ever since like we found out about it.
Which one?
It's supposed to be like on Netflix. It's supposed to be like an animated like Junji Ito show.
Oh, right.
Like animated some of the stories.
They've done a Junji Ito like anime before. It wasn't like that great.
I don't know. This is teased like it's gonna be really dope.
Yeah.
No, I know. Like the new one I hope is really good because I'm saying they've done like an anime version of his stories before. It wasn't like that great.
I've only seen. Oh no, I saw the Spiral movie, and some of the Tomie movies.
The live action one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen those. I heard about them though. Are they good?
The Tomie ones are awful. Like they're softcore porn. Softcore porn is really bad. It's really terrible.
Oh, you know what? So Joshua Alvarez in the chat says Batman 89 Mezco 3 years almost out. But that reminds me, Mezco should do a Bob the Goon, bro.
With the comic,
dude. Fuck Batman, just give a Bob the Goon.
And it should come with a peg so that you can warm them. Just put on that peg, whatever. That's his display option.
There needs to be more Bob the Goon love. Whoever's doing what McFarlane's doing DC shit, right? If he does like an 89 Batman, throw Bob the Goon, bro.
Oh, you mean Bob from the Batman movie? I thought when you said that, I thought you meant the Goon, like the comic book character, the Goon.
No.
I'm talking about Bob the Goon, bro.
Yeah, from the Batman.
Do I need to go to the
yeah.
random shelf again, damn
Hit me.
My boy.
Hit me.
My boy, dude.
Yes.
He's got the fucking skullet, bro. What do you know about that skullet? What? Yeah. Got the peg in the back. My axe is kicking. This is mine from a kid, so that he doesn't kick anymore. And obviously, I don't have the hat or the knife. His Joker emblem is missing. It's all faded off. But come on, bro. Look at this. Look at that tag team duo right there, bro.
I can't think of what's coming out TV movie wise.
Bob the Goon spin-off show. I'd be down to watch that.
Oh, Picard season 3. I can't wait to destroy the final last few shreds of my respect for any of those people. I can't wait to watch it be flushed down the toilet. Can't think of anything. I don't even know what Marvel movies are coming out. I don't know.
I don't know either.
There's an Ant-Man thing, isn't there?
Oh yeah, that's next.
Quantumania
Yeah, that one's next.
with Kang.
That's right. That's right. So I
Yeah.
can't wait to see him done so wrong. It's unbelievable, but that's fine.
This is gonna be technically this is what like their third or fourth shot at doing him already, right? So maybe
I guess so.
with some practice here.
I think.
Oh wait, no, there is a movie, and I keep forgetting. And you know what? Now it makes sense why she keeps sending me the link to it. My wife keeps sending me a link to a movie. I'm like, why do you send me this link all the time? This is why, because I forget. What's it called? Bones or All the Bones or something like? And it's about like, I think the main character is like a little girl, but there's like more people in the movie like her where they like eat people, like they have to like eat people or something, like down to the bones. That's the only way they can like survive. And there's like one trailer and it's like cut like a horror movie trailer and it's very vague. So this is my like
I don't know,
interpretation.
man. You tried to sell me on that movie Barbarian, and that movie was butt, dude.
That movie was good.
That movie was complete butt.
What did he say?
Did you watch that movie, Craig?
I haven't. People have said really good things about it, which gives me flashbacks of Hereditary and The Witch.
Don't watch it.
So it just makes me think I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it.
I wouldn't watch it.
What?
It seems like it's going good.
What didn't you like about it?
The movie.
But then when it started,
What part, dog? What do you mean?
I mean, I have to like think back to remember like why I didn't like it so much, and I don't want to do that.
Wow. I thought it was good.
Nah.
I thought it was, you know what? I thought it was like
I
Tusk, but more palatable.
I never watched
If anyone's
Tusk.
seen Tusk,
Never
Tusk
watched
is-
Tusk.
that's a rough one.
Tusk was like getting your fucking tooth extraction.
Yeah, it was rough.
So like I know that movie is like hella savage, and I like watching movies that are unsettling and savage because I like
makes your
feeling fucked
toes
up for
curl,
like
bro.
the rest of the
Curl.
day or like the next day from watching a movie. That's fun.
Mm.
But yeah, Barbarian was so butt, dude. Come on,
What do you mean? It was
rewatch it,
cool.
rewatch it, dude. It's like
I'm
it's
gonna.
like-
it's
it's like in the writers' room they had all these ideas and they said, "Fuck it, do them all."
I love
That's
it.
how I felt because
I love more.
It's like multiple storylines like in one. Like
I get
could've
okay.
like,
I see what you mean. I see what
could've-
you mean. Yeah,
you know, you're watching a movie and you play the game. Like, how's it gonna play out? How's it gonna play out?
yeah.
And it doesn't go the way you expected it. You know that's just part of watching a movie. But like, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, bro?
You think they swung too wide? Like it wasn't just unexpected. You
it's
walked in
just
like,
like-
wait, what the fuck?
You're like, oh, you're thinking this, and then no, it's something random, and you're like, oh, okay, okay, and then you're like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? Like they could have played it off.
See, same ride, but I'm right behind you on the coaster, like righteous.
Yeah, I didn't like it, man.
Oh,
I feel like I could have got that script and did a little Al Chang rewrite.
Okay, true.
So that first script was like the one Al was telling us. Yeah, that's how I
Like,
felt.
how about throw out like 90% of this shit and let's focus on this piece right here.
Go watch Terrifier instead. That movie was way better.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
Are you talking about Terrifier 2 or Terrifier?
I haven't seen the second one yet.
Me neither.
I watched the first one.
Terrifier is a
It's
2016 movie?
Yeah. Oh, honestly, it's someone that's, I don't know, dressed up as a clown one Halloween, and all his friends are like, oh my god, you're so creepy. Let's make
It's like
movie.
Well, it reminds me of a trauma movie.
It's so exactly, that's how awful it is.
Well, he's like super savage and creepy and like throws all the red flags. And the two girls, like the one girl's just like staring at him the whole movie. And then the other girl's like a total ditz, like taking selfies with them. And like,
Oh no.
but the kill scenes are legit. And it's like for being crazy low budget, I thought it was pretty good. It just reminds me, it's like a good trauma flick.
I'm gonna go out I'm on a limb. I'm gonna watch Terrifier,
Do it.
but I'm gonna
Well,
come
you know
back.
what?
Better than Barbarian. I'll tell you
I'm
that
gonna
right now.
but see. That's the thing. That's the caveat here. I'm gonna watch Terrifier with Barbarian in mind, or yeah, Barbarian in mind.
Terrifier is a spin-off of All Hallows Eve, though, because
Yeah,
Art the
is that
I
one
Clown
good? I haven't
seen
seen
that.
that one.
I haven't seen that.
I mean, he's it's a bunch of short stories, so
Mm.
it's all right. But clearly, they thought he was remarkable in that, so he needed his own movie. It's just, oh god.
Oh, you know what's not good? Smile, the new one. That one's not good. It's kind of like It Follows, but like worse.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have you seen Craig? Have you seen the movie Mandy? Did you like that one?
I mean, it's got Nick Cage in it, so it's really bad. I really didn't. I didn't do anything for me. Like I really wanted to like it because of the, but
To the Nick Cage.
I mean, basically, he's distracting.
Handsome.
You never go see him as Nick Cage. It's like
What do you mean?
he's just like, I think it's great that he wants to support these smaller projects, but I think he's to the detriment of the entire thing. He's distracting, and it went a bit evil, like it went a bit Evil Dead nonsensy.
I
You know,
love Evil Dead.
yeah, Evil Dead's great. It hits that perfect balance, but it shows you how easily it could go wrong.
Yeah.
Like, because Mandy is simultaneously completely goofy and incredibly serious about abuse and everything, and then super, oh, let's have a chainsaw fight. So very, very, very strange balance. I don't think it hit it right. And also, I was like, are we supposed to think this woman is attractive? Like, I know I'm a gay man, but I'm not
She's definitely like
sold.
crazy unique, especially like when that one like crazy lady hits her with like her little cocktail with the scorpion and her eyes are dilated like this. It's like so unsettling. She's like really like a unique looking person.
But she's
And
not
then,
like
she's all
Sissy
drugged up.
Spacek, I think I think they thought they found a Sissy Spacek.
Yeah.
It's like, again, it's that, she's very unique looking, and also there's like put her in a circus sideshow, what so I'm sure she's a lovely person.
Have you guys seen
yeah,
Psycho Gorman?
no.
Have you
I
heard of
watched the
Psycho
review of
Gorman?
it, though. Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually.
Isn't that, it's a, like, kids befriend an incredibly super violent alien?
Mm-hmm. No.
And
They don't befriend him.
think he's
They
like
enslave him.
What year was
I
this
see.
movie made?
2 years ago, maybe?
A couple years ago. It's like kind of newer, but a couple years ago. But it's like, okay, so low budget, but like all of the, like, it has like an element of like what's the word? I guess Sentai or something, like how they have like actual monster suits and stuff, and like the fighting and effects. But then there's like heavy gore associated with it. Like, not like, oh, you punched me and there's sparks. Like, I'm gonna predator rip the spine out of your back.
Like Rikio, the story of Ricky type violence, or what?
Or like the original Ultraman, where he's just like chopping monsters' heads off and stuff.
There you go.
Blood splatting everywhere.
So, and then these two kids like dig up this thing that enslaves, that like it brings him to life, but like enslaves him, and he's like the plague of the universe. And so the plot of the movie isn't necessarily that he's like doing anything bad or wrong per se, because they control him. It's that the universe knows that he's awake now, and the whole universe. It'd be like if, like, in the MCU, like, everybody got a text message like, "Hey, yo, Thanos just got back up," and they're like, "What?" That's kind of like what happened. So then it's about the universe coming towards them, and like, and then the little girl who controls him is a menace, just a bastard child, and she's like teaches them like horrible shit too, but I love it. It's so funny.
Is this a foreign film or like domestic?
Domestic?
I think it's domestic, yeah.
Hmm.
Foreign for Craig.
Well, it isn't. You don't do anything ourselves.
Right. That's not true. Scotland's produced some of the finest customizers in the world.
Hey man, train spotting, bro. Come on.
Oh,
We did train spotting.
Is Ewan
Highlander.
from Scotland or no?
Is what?
Ewan McGregor?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He lives next door.
Shut up. Wow.
Well, before we get any more down this rabbit hole,
Everyone stop laughing. Next topic.
I'll wrap it up with the last question or topic we had was what things do toy companies need to change or improve on going forward? I think companies like Hasbro especially needs to stop doing store exclusives.
Please.
We already know that they're no longer going to do Walgreens exclusives. So hopefully Target and Walmart are next to follow.
So what is the problem with the store exclusives? They're just difficult to get. Is that what it is? The stores don't have.
Yeah,
online
since
stores,
the UK and the Europe they don't have the stores that we have here that are getting the exclusives, then they just open it up for basically it becomes like we have fan channel. It becomes so the UK and Europe has like fan channel for those exclusives and they're very easy to get.
Mm-hmm.
But over here we can only
let's correct that. They're as easy to get as the other figures because make no mistake, Marvel Legends are not we can't walk into stores and buy them here. So you have to temper seeing us getting these things with us actually having to make effort on absolutely everything.
Tozzle, nah, they come in cases for $5 like the red Deadpool every time.
That's it. We still have to be on it. So it may look that way, but the grass
It's
is
like a 90s Toys R Us out there. You just stick your hand out and it's nothing but like
That's
blades
it.
of grass
Yep,
and leaves. It's all Legends.
But I get your point.
Frankenstein's who?
Yeah, I mean we can with the exception of Walgreens, which it's a non-issue now, but you can pre-order the exclusives from Target and Walmart, but I would say 50 to 60% of the time they're going to cancel your order.
Mm-hmm.
And they make you jump through all these hoops. Target especially, they make you jump through all these hoops saying you have to verify like, oh, there's a delay. You have to approve the delay. And they do it like every week or every other week. You get an email, and if you don't respond, if you don't go to the website within an hour after they sent you the email, they're going to cancel your shit.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's like, what's the fucking point? So yeah, Walgreens or Walmart exclusives.
I want that Moonstone though.
Suck. I mean,
I said it. I'm the only one. I'm the one they made it for. Y'all be mad at me. Fuck it. I want 3 of them.
If you live in if you live in the South in the United States, there's Walmarts everywhere. But in the Pacific Northwest up here and in
Is
some
that because
parts
you're a
of California,
classier type of people, or what's the
Walmart didn't.
Yeah, there's no correlation between the distance between colleges and the amount of Walmarts in your area, Craig. That's just rumors and conspiracy.
Walmart didn't even come here until 1994. I think it was.
Are you talking about like your specific town?
No, Washington
right.
State. The entire state of Washington. We didn't get a Walmart until like 1994.
Dang.
Yeah.
In
So
my
That was a
city,
big
we didn't
day.
get a Walmart. We didn't get a Walmart till like the early 2000s, maybe like 2003 or 4, something. That's when our city got one.
yeah.
Damn.
So on the West Coast,
I think they built my city after the Walmart was here.
yeah,
You guys
It's still
rolled up.
there.
No,
I
it's like
go to
a
the
cheap
same one.
Walmart monolith.
Dude, my Walmart is like the old Walmart, like from at least 80s, if not 70s. And the same building. And they don't get any of the exclusives, none of the NECA exclusives either. But they have every one of those pieces of paper on the peg. You know, those ones you buy your piece of paper. They got every one of those, no problem.
I think you're underselling these pieces of paper. They're laminated, bro.
Wait a minute. Are those bookmarks in disguise?
yeah. So just store exclusives have just been a pain in the balls. So that's been a huge issue. Pre-orders also just like it just becomes you're just collecting pre-orders at some point. You know,
Yeah.
and then half the time um, you're lucky to see anything actually show up in the store. And then the prices keep going up, and
Ugh, atrocious, man. Hasbro especially, like
yeah,
Legends aren't even worth it.
yeah. What are you getting? What are you getting for these? You know, $25.
$25? Where? Who pays $25 for Marvel Legend? Not me. $25. Try $30. Sheesh.
No, the even Star Wars, that shit's like $30, no?
Yep.
Yup.
Like that one. I seen they had a bunch at my Target. I can't remember what he's called, but it was from the show Andor, but he was like in a black garb. It's like almost like the outfit that looks like the guys that drive like the AT walkers, the AT walkers.
Yeah.
They have like the crazy helmet with
Oh, with the
goggles.
long slick back helmet. Yeah.
They had a grip of those, but they were like $30, and it's just the one figure.
Same thing with like Obi-Wan from the new Obi-Wan show.
No interchangeable hands.
I was like, yo, that figure's tight, but with tax, that's like $30.
Yeah. By the way, those new Judge Dredd figures, they're $20 each. So not the best, but not the worst.
Yeah.
I think to answer your question, Todd, I would say if figures carried the same momentum as like the G.I. Joe classified, how like Craig basically explained it perfectly earlier. But I feel like every one of those figures is like worth it. It makes me feel like a little kid playing with the toy, and there's like so much like fun stuff to do. They're all like so posable and so much like stuff. So if like you're paying a higher price point, like it's not that bad if you get like all that playability and fun factor. I feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know like you mean everybody can't fucking do that. But it would be nice.
Yeah. G.I. Joe definitely killing it. The articulation is really nice, where you've got the the separate lower abdomen joint and an ab crunch and a separate neck joint.
Yeah.
And
sometimes the articulation's not always, great, and I have some concerns with some of the plastic around the drop down hips is quite, you can see it sort of flexing and tearing, so I'm kind of like, ooh, but I don't know. I just feel like those are built right from the start, at the very start of the design process. They're like, okay, let's make this character. Oh, wouldn't it be cool if it did this and this? It has to do this. It has to come with this. This character has to have that. Like, if you get Spirit, oh, well, it has to have the eagle. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, they're not just saying, well, this year, we are going to make a new base body. And then you can enjoy all your favorite characters' heads on this new base body. Like that.
Enjoy such characters on the new Vulcan body.
We have put a lot of effort into this body. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you're for the boss.
Yeah.
With enough of your
But
money, you may get toes next year.
but yeah, for me, things that toy companies need to change. I think, you know, enough with the pre-order sort of stuff. Let's wind it back. I get that, you know, that's probably a huge part of their production process and cycle. But yeah, I think if toy companies could help collectors enjoy what they have much more, like we're always asking for accessory packs, we're always asking for diorama pieces, things to help us do more with our figures than just put them on a shelf.
Mhm.
You know, how can you help collectors actually enjoy your existing product? And that will help you like re-release products so that you're not just like trying to fill the next hole in your collection. What's next? What's next? What's next? It's
Yeah,
like,
you're not
how
just
do you
playing
enjoy
bingo.
what
Like
you
you have
have?
your card of what you
Yeah,
want, and they're calling out
that's
the
it.
numbers, and you're just waiting to punch your
Uh-huh.
legend.
And it's like, I want them to make this character. Okay, they made it. Stand it on shelf. Move on. What's next? It's like, now what are you going to do? Why did you want that character? What do you want to do with it? I think if toy companies could put some thought into that sort of thing, and I think collectors have really already put out the solutions in terms of accessories, dioramas, these kind of things. I think that those would be really helpful. We've all got these shelves, and we don't know what to do with them. I don't think a lot of toy companies are really. I don't. This is like this is how we play with our toys, really. Most collectors play with their toys in the way that they stand them on shelves. So why is there no toy company that's like doing anything to do with shelves to make the shelves more interesting? To, you know, think about your toys in the way that this is how they're going to be. This is what they ultimately end up doing, is being here. So, you know, put maybe some effort into finding something there. And I think with there's been a lot of, you know, nostalgia is a huge thing for toy collectors as well, but I think there's a lot of paying lip service to nostalgia, like, you know, putting things on nostalgic pieces of cardboard when the product itself doesn't, you know, really capture the original flair of what it's supposed to be nostalgic about. I think they need to elevate nostalgia rather than just like, well, now you've got the same piece of cardboard you used to have when you were 5. It's like, okay, well, elevate it, make it something better. I think there's a lot they can do. There's a lot of movement beyond just pumping out the same product over and over and over again.
Yeah, totally agree.
It's a good idea with that shelf. I never really thought about that. Like even like if you had some like how Toy Biz used to have like the demolished piece of a Sentinel. If you had like a big demolished piece, you know, that's maybe about like 16 inches long or something that would fit like on a Billy bookcase shelf that has like ports where you could put different X-Men and there's like a built-in flight stand that's like a tentacle or something. That would be fucking sick. And
Remember the
easy
back
enough.
of those bases had like a hole, which is pretty universal for like a
You
push
could hang
pin
them
or a
on the
nail.
wall and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could anything that you could attach that to, you could put your figure and figure stand on. So like taking that further, making those bigger, or etc.
I even think like, you know, it's a glaring omission of the Sentinel and Galactus, I think, is that they've made these big things, but they haven't made them within the context of how they're going to be used. Like the Sentinel, why is there not a single handhold for a figure to climb on it? Why is there not a foot peg for someone to be standing on the shoulder? You know, why are all these things that make it a toy beyond a render that's going to end up in a video game or something? Where's the toy of it? Where's the interactivity? Galactus has a little bit of that. You know, he's got the effects that he holds in his hands, but you know, they're so specific to like the two characters he comes with. It's, you know, they need to do something a bit more, and it's I just don't. I just don't even think they think of things in the way that it's a toy.
With the
Kind of
chair,
frustrating.
even in a like, because a lot of people wanted essentially chairs with both of them, you know, like a master mold chair and like a Galactus chair. Would that have even been
Yeah.
enough or nah?
I mean, I like, and sure, you can do something with that figure in that thing, but
Mhm.
it's more about how is this, how
Interacting
does
with
this
the
work
other
with
stuff.
everything
Yeah.
else? How useful is, like if you're going to give the Sentinel multiple heads, okay, then also have a base that they can like slot into, so they look like your X-Men can put their foot up on it like they're destroyed or something like that, so it doesn't just go back in the box. Like it
I see
all
what
has
you
to,
mean.
like it
They,
all
in a
has to kind of,
very, in the most Hasbro way, they've done that idea in the Power Rangers line. So with the Comic-Con exclusive, of course, Lord Draken in his umpteenth form or whatever, Super Saiyan 11, one of his accessories is like not even all of the Power Rangers, but like 3 or 4 random Ranger helmets, and the gimmick is they're like cracked, like they've been defeated, and there's like a little rock base that has like like neck pegs in it, and you can peg the helmets onto it, but it's so tiny that once you peg all the helmets on, you barely even see the rock base that they're on. And that's like a pack-in accessory with that one Comic-Con figure in the, Power Rangers line. So, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Like if that idea would have actually done, if somebody gave even half a shit with that same idea.
yeah, just someone who was like, I don't know, thought at the in the design process of the toy. It's nothing to do with the sculpting, it's nothing to do with the articulation. It's like someone who first decides to make the toy wants to make a toy out of it. They don't just want to fill a character slot and just make it do
You need to
cool
bring back
stuff.
test
I think
group. Give the kids the Sentinel and mark like, all right, what's the first part of the Sentinel they touch, like go to manipulate, and then all right, add the character pegs there. That's what they're gonna go for first.
even if they have all this toy photography. Look at what people are doing with toy photography, and it's all there's not a flight stand in sight. Like they just don't care. Like they they just want all your figures to stand on a shelf. Like where is the fundamental understanding of how people interact with these toys or what they want to do with them? I just feel it's kind of missing.
I mean, they got the animated series ones in the VHS box, and they haven't even released a mole yet. Like that hairy guy from the animated series.
I don't have any powers.
I don't even have any powers. I just look all fucked up.
Oh, please. Was that the one that Colossus and Jubilee tried to step up for?
He's like in a bunch of episodes. Yeah.
Oh wait, that's not Mole?
Bishop. Yeah, no, that's Mole. Yeah, so when
okay.
That one where I think it's Bishop was like all like he was like wiling out, and he was like on the front porch, and it's the Friends Against Humanity.
The hate group.
Friends of Humanity are always like fucking with that guy.
Isn't there one where he's like trying to grocery shop and they storm in, start throwing shit at him, and he's all, oh, and then Jubilee and Colossus walk in, like, leave him alone.
Probably the one. Yeah, it's probably the one in the mall, like when Jubilee like has like her little cassette player or whatever and breaks it again, and then doesn't like a Sentinel come in or some shit.
That's like the first episode.
I don't remember.
Damn.
I just remember that dude. He's in the comics, Mole. He's got like a 3-issue appearance.
You got him all slabbed or what?
Oh yeah, bro. Shout out to the Maui Connect, Alika Seki for hooking those issues up. I think it's like I think Sabretooth is trying to kill him. So I think he like can't really remember. He killed like the Morlocks or something, or he did something, and he was like Mole's the one that got away, so he's like, I gotta kill this fucking hairy looking bastard.
No. You freeze on every time. Oh.
Well, Craig, thank you so much for getting up super early and joining us.
Yes, thank you. I hope you feel better too soon.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure I will. Maybe.
Is this your first time?
Yeah, yes.
First time, kid.
Yeah, I'm still a COVID virgin myself.
Ooh, pervert.
All right. Well, thanks, Punker Mike and Michael Whisman, for joining us as well.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for tolerating me.
Yeah. And we didn't mention Slaughter High at all.
Oh,
There's still time.
there's still time. What was that movie segment?
Yeah. Your favorite movies of all time? And go.
Figure that hasn't been announced. Marty Ranson.
Yeah. The butt stick.
Totally nude.
NECA, please. NECA seems
NECA.
like the type of company that would totally do him and have like the butt stick accessory.
Not even the butt stick. That's the cock stick, dude. That guy with the javelins is jabbing him all crazy.
Randy, please.
Talk about movies that just do absolutely everything. That's why
I know they had that one camera angle where like they're dunking Marty from
straight down
Really?
his
It was like,
Hey, what was that podcast you told me about? What did they say in that podcast?
oh, that was my two friends that I went to high school with. I had told them to watch that movie, and they were like, "Dude, that was the worst." But they were just ripping on it, and they're like, and then one dude's like, "Yeah, at this one point, they had this weird camera angle where they're giving him a swirly, and like you could see down his asshole, out his mouth, like it was the most aggressive camera angle ever." So yeah, that movie's sick, bro. Go watch it, Slaughterhouse.
Hey, what was that movie you told me to watch too? I haven't watched the sequels yet still, but I watched the first one where it's like the kids go to camp.
Oh, Sleepaway
Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway camp. Yeah, that shit. I was watching the whole movie like, But
movie,
damn,
hey,
bro.
the
You're talking
sequels-
about twists like Barbarian? I was like, wait.
Hey, the sequels just get better and better with that movie, dude.
Yeah.
NECA,
What?
please.
Oh, they're-
We need an Angela.
Oh no. What accessories would Angela have?
We all know what accessory Angela.
No.
An 8-foot penis.
Well, I already have those on eBay. I mean, that's already in the cart. So
I just want that fucking ridiculous, awkward, like screaming face with no scream. It's so creepy.
that's the main look. That's the head she comes with, bro. They're just gonna reuse the Ace Ventura head they use, swap the hair.
Sorry, Todd, you were wrapping up before we went on.
All right. Well, hopefully we can do it again next year.
I'm down.
All right.
Of course.
Have a happy new year, everybody, and I'll talk to you guys later.
See you later.